Hey, all you Tiger fans, it's game time. This is Jacob Gilner from Cattlemen's Bank, member FDIC. We are thrilled and ready for live Mangum Tiger and Lady Tiger action on the field and court this season. Let's pack the stands and cheer loud. Cattlemen's Bank is full of school spirit. Go Tigers!
Attention Mangum Tigers. Are you ready to show your Tiger pride? This is Lori Laughlin from Cattlemen's Bank, member FDIC. At our bank, we are always geared up and ready to cheer the Tigers and Lady Tigers on to victory. You can count on us to wear the brightest orange and black. We'll see you at the games.
When you need auto repairs, save money and get it done right at Dwayne's Auto in Mangum. Dwayne's fixes flats, does brake jobs, turns rotors, alignments, that all-important air conditioning work, and general auto repair. If your car or truck isn't right, just head to Dwayne's Auto at 1205 North Lewis Tittle in Mangum. Call 782-5151. That's 782-5151. Mangum Tiger proud.
Hello, Lone Wolf and Hobart.
Granite Drug Company is now delivering to Hobart, Lone Wolf, Granite, and Mangum. Granite Drug Company is a complete pharmacy ready to fill and deliver your prescriptions. And it's easy to get switched. Just call 580-535-2130 or visit our store at 316 North Main in Granite. Granite Drug Company has an ice cream fountain open all day and lunches from 11 to 2. Health and beauty products and selection of gifts. Granite Drug Company is here for you.
Greer County Farm Bureau agents Mickey Lively and Rod Calhoun support high school sports. Mickey and Rod offer insurance for property, auto, casualty, life, commercial, and crop insurance. They're ready to serve you at 231 North Oklahoma in Mangum. Call 580-782-3827.
Greer Funeral Home proudly supports the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers. We're wishing our team strength, teamwork, and success all season long. Serving Greer County since 1923. Phone 480-2111.
In Bloom Flowers and Gifts is proud to sponsor Mangum Tiger Games. The new In Bloom Flowers and Gifts offers a big selection of Tiger Pride items. Make some noise, Tiger fans, and show your pride with spirit items. In Bloom Flowers and Gifts, right in the corner with the right Tiger Pride.
Ashley Slayton and Catherine Webb, certified family nurse practitioners, and the rest of the friendly faces at the JCMH Family Care Clinic in Mangum treat all ages, children through adults. This means we are all yours for well child exams, annual checkups, as well as those illnesses that can hit us. We also do management of chronic illnesses like asthma, diabetes, and high blood pressure. Same-day appointments are usually available. At the JCMH Family Care Clinic in Mangum, call 782-3393 for appointments.
Hi Mangum Tiger fans, this is Jill Grauman with RE/MAX Property Place. If you need to buy or sell a property or a home in Mangum or anywhere in Greer County, just call me at 580-706-0259. You'll see lots of my signs around town because I get the results for my clients. I say, go Mangum Tigers.
Jill Grauman, RE/MAX Property Place. Always here, always helping.
Great Plains Bank of Mangum is proud to support the Mangum Tigers and the exciting fall sports season. Get ready to cheer on our local youth and enjoy all the thrilling activities our community thrives when we come together to celebrate and support our young athletes. When it comes to your banking needs, whether you're opening a new account, applying for a loan, or just seeking financial advice, our friendly team is here to help you every step of the way. Great Plains Bank, proudly serving our community with a smile. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
It's time for Mangum football on Classic Hits 97.7 and Mangum Tiger TV. Tonight's game is brought to you by
Cattlemen's Bank, Tiger Cub Learning Center, JCMH Mangum Clinic, Granite Drug, 333 Dental, Corey Kendall Attorney-at-Law, Greer Funeral Home, the Mangum Regional Medical Center, Jill Grauman, your RE/MAX agent in Mangum, Blair Tire and Feed, Sovereign Bank, Greer County Farm Bureau, The Loop, Great Plains Bank, Triad Home Health, Flowers Unlimited, the Mangum Brick Company, and the Mangum Tag Agency.
Get ready for kickoff. Mangum Tiger football is on the air. Here's the voice of the Tigers, Michael Barnes.
Well, hi again, everyone. Welcome to football on Classic Hits 97.7. He's Cameron Dole. I'm Michael Barnes, and we've got a veritable cast of thousands here for tonight's ball game between Mangum and Wilson. This is a rematch of week number 1. Mangum won that ball game going away, but it's a brand new season. Yes, they finished the regular season 10-0, first team in school history to do that here at Mangum. But as we mentioned, it all is 0-0, and you know what happened last year? They were the odds-on favorite to advance at least to the second round, and Kanawha came in here and run all over them, losing 20-15 did Mangum, and that is stuck in the crawl of the Tigers since then. So a chance at redemption here this evening and to get into the second round of the playoffs for the first time in 5 seasons. Tori Kerbo, good evening and welcome to the broadcast. Sandy Hopper-Hartshorn, you as well. Eric Labatier says, watching live 2025 football. And we say hello to Jerice Wilson-Henry down there in Frederick, and she has joined the broadcast tonight. Cameron, we had to get underway early this evening. Most of the season we started at 6:40, but there is so much to unpack here tonight that we needed to start early. And one of the things that we should unpack from the get-go is what this stadium was like.
Oh my gosh,
as the day progressed here. Fill us in a little bit.
Yeah, actually, I got here extra early. I got here about 3:30, thinking that nothing's going to be going on. But by the time I got here, Dirk was here obviously, and we talked. Half of the stands already had been claimed, and actually, he said whenever he came down here this morning at about 7:45, he actually the young ladies here on the center. I'm not sure how, but those
broke in.
Yeah, those chairs were laid down. Yeah,
they broke in. It's plain and simple. The doors were locked and they broke in. So, yeah, they started lining up at 7:45. I got here early myself, about 4:45. Came down the hill and was stunned when I saw all the chairs and the blankets and stuff that were laid out. So, gives you an idea how important this bowl game is to this community of Mangum as they get ready to entertain Wilson. Also, to unpack here this evening, and I want to do this early on before we get too deep into the broadcast. What about what we witnessed last Friday night?
Oh, my goodness.
Carl Albert and Altus. And you're going to have to excuse me because I'm going to get emotional tonight several times in the pregame show. It has been a hell of a week for me at the Department of Human Services Child Welfare Division. And this is a huge release and relief for me. So you will have to excuse me, but what happened at Hightower Memorial Stadium is storybook.
And for opponents, opponents that are fighting it out for the best record in their district and in their division, to come at the end of a ball game and to be able to, however that conversation took place, whether that was earlier in the week, whether that was before the game, whether it was halftime, or who knows when that question came from Jeremy over to the Carl Albert coaching staff. But the coolest thing was, and we talked about this earlier, not so much how the Bulldogs and the Bulldog teammates bought into it, because that's one of their own, but for Carl Albert, for the players and the coaches to react the way that they did, and then for it to be shared and player of the week. I know you had info on that out of the state as well. I mean, it's just an amazing story of two opponents showing true sportsmanship.
4-time defending state champions, Carl Albert on a 5A level. Yeah. That was their 49th win in a row. You would think that they would maybe have a little bit of an attitude. And you're right. If you've not seen the video of Colby Ronje running the final play of the game for a touchdown, and I've seen it 100, well, not quite 100, but I've seen it probably 50, and I tear up every time. Go find it somewhere, because it is unbelievable. And it just reminds you that there really is a lot of good out there in the world. Tori Kerbo, I know you know that. Elaine Mills-Smith. Terry Williams has checked in. He says, hey, let's go Mangum Tigers. Justin Wooten, let's go Tigers. And before we close the book on Colby, he was named the player of the week by an RV company out of Oklahoma City. Yeah. And, I mean, that is just too stinking cool. All right. We will take a timeout and come back and talk to a guy that he gets as emotional as I do, and that's one of the reasons why I love Sam Powers so much. We'll visit with Sam, and our countdown to kickoff rolls on after this. It's brought to you by our good friends over at Great Plains Bank. Sam Powers joins us from the Liberty Bowl after this on Classic Hits 97.7.
Law offices of Corey Kendall proudly support the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers. We're behind you all the way. Go Tigers! Corey Kendall, attorney at law, 122 North Oklahoma Avenue in Mangum.
Mangum Brick Company has been operating since the early 1900s. They're the largest private employer in Greer County. Mangum Brick is proud to support high school athletics radio broadcasts. And if you know of someone looking for work, always check with Mangum Brick, as they may be hiring.
Mangum Regional Medical Center proudly supports the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers. Here's to a healthy, winning season and a community that stands together. If you need us, find us at mangumregional.net.
Welcome back to the Liberty Bowl. Countdown to kickoff continues. It's week number 11 of the high school football season. Week number 1 of the playoffs. There's Jackson Brooks' young sister walking by, so much milder than her brother. It's unbelievable. In fact, I talked to her earlier when I got to the stadium, Coach, and I said, what's Jackson been like this week? And she said, you know how Jackson is. That's all she had to say.
Everybody knows what you mean.
Yeah, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. Yeah. And he asked me earlier when I was coming down to talk to you if he could be on the show, and I said no.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. Sometimes Jackson just runs away with it. You know, he's the best politician in southwestern Oklahoma, I tell you that much.
Doesn't know a stranger, that is for sure. So here we are, week number 11.
What's up, broadcast? Yeah.
Okay, there you go. He's got his weekly hello in to everybody. I'm surprised he didn't say hi, Mom. First of all, close out the regular season 10-0 last week against Carnegie. Set school history with that perfect record. How long did you sit on that before you started focusing on the playoffs?
My wife was mad at me. I was sitting at the into that Carnegie game ready for this one. You know, I still have a huge chip on my shoulder from what happened to us last year here. So I didn't get to sit on it as much as I should. I know I should enjoy those moments. I pray our kids did, but I was ready, locked in, ready to come to this right now. So.
All right, getting locked in. You talked about it. It's been mentioned. I've heard you say it. I've heard Jackson talk about it. It's been, 5 seasons since you've gotten out of the first round of the playoffs. Has that been something that you focused on with the kids, or they just internalize that themselves and you likewise?
Well, you know, I just say if you don't have that chip on your shoulder, you're probably in the wrong place. You know, and that's just us talking to each other. We haven't really mentioned it a ton. I think they internalize it as much as us. What they want is to just come out here and play our brand of football. You know, that's kind of been our motto all year is faceless opponents, and that's what we're going to do again tonight. So.
Hey, I'm going to play devil's advocate, though, here. Play your brand of football. I mean, one play, it's backyard, drawing plays up in the sand football. The next, it's smashing people across the line of scrimmage. And then the third, you're throwing balls deep. I mean, your brand of football is all over the road, Coach.
Well, I'm going to make you defend the field horizontally, vertically, in between the seams, everywhere. And that's just our plan, and we're going to do it in a bunch of different ways. But if you really break it down, it goes back to that week that we talked about the wardrobe and how we change the layers of that. And it's all the same stuff. It's just different layers and different accessories and different things like that is the same brand of football to our kids, you know. And it's going to be – we're going to make you defend the entire field.
Nameless, faceless, but you did play this team in week number 1. How much did that help, hurt, or does it make a difference?
You know, I always say it's hard to beat a team twice. You know, I think that they've gotten better. They're a physical football team. The good thing is there's familiarity there in terms of alignment and tendencies. But other than that, you just got to show up and you got to go play.
You talked about last year and how that stuck in your craw, Kanawha running the football all night long and winning 20-15. Let's be honest, this Miles kid can run the football too.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, there's a lot of things we did that night that was uncharacteristic of us, that was just simply, like you said, just not us. And then they could run the football. And this team is going to run the football. That's their identity. That's what they want to do. I've said this pretty recently a lot. I don't know many people that can just line it up and run it right at us anymore. We're too big, we're too strong, we're too physical. So we welcome the challenge.
So you're looking forward to that? Because I was looking at the stats, 22 yards passing in the first meeting back on September 5th.
Yeah, they're not going to throw it. If they have their way, they're going to run it as much as possible, and it's our job to make sure that they're in not ideal situations in terms of down and distance, to where they get in situations that they're uncomfortable in, and that's throwing the ball. So then when they're in those situations, that's our advantage. But I think it's also to our advantage when they line up double tight and run at those 300-pounders in the middle. So
a lot of big plays in that first meeting. Max picks up a fumble, goes 52 yards. You got a flea flicker that goes for big yardage. Curtis, a big long run. I know you would love to predict the same thing will happen tonight, but you can't count on that.
Yeah, no, but I mean, if you look at our brand of football, like we've been talking about, we're averaging 50 points a game nightly. You know, we have big plays every game. They just come in different looks. And so I think you're still going to have big plays, just may not be the big ones that we are used to. It may be different. But we've also shown in the Thomas game that we can put together a 17-play drive in 6 minutes and just run the football if we need to. So I think that regardless, we're going to play the brand of football that helps us win the game, whether that's to grind it out or hit you over the top with big plays, or our counter crisscross play that hits underneath and those kind of things that we're going to have big plays. It's going to happen.
Talk to us about that counter play, because it's worked so successfully with Max, and then you bring in the second unit last week, and you had a lot of success with it too.
Yeah, they learned that in 6th grade here. Okay. In 6th grade, since I've been here, so I've been here 7 years now, we run that play. In junior high, they only get to run 3 plays. Our pin pull scheme, our counter crisscross scheme, and the pop pass off of all that. And they do it to perfection. And then once they start getting up to the high school levels, we start adding more. And so our junior high guys, our middle school guys can run that play just as good as our high school guys do. And so it's just something they've learned since they were this big, just little bitty guys. And so it's second nature to them. And every time we need to lean on it, we already know it.
So there's a lot of precision in it when it comes to being able to hand the football off 2 different times, basically at full speed. But the blocking scheme has to be even more precise.
Yeah, and like I told you, it's really simple. One of our schemes that we're really good at is counter, which is GH or GT or GY or GF, the guard pulling and then the other back fitting inside of him. That's all it is. It's a GY counter with a double handoff. And so, like I told you, there's layers to our different things. It's just counter that our guys block all the time. Now it's just in a different presentation. So it's really comfortable for our guys, but it looks a lot more difficult to everybody else.
It does. I mean, when you go back and when we watch it in live time, it does. And then certainly go back on Saturdays and I'll watch it and I'm like, golly, that's Boise State in 07 against Oklahoma with all their plays.
Yeah. Just, like we said, we just like to create layers to each play to where it looks different, but it's the same thing to our kids. So we're not having to teach a bunch of different things to our kids. They know we're going to run these certain schemes and we're going to be really good at them. We're just going to show you a bunch of different ways to do it. So
we haven't touched on defense as much as we should because the offense has been so explosive, but the defense has been stingy all year long.
Yeah, they're top 3 defense in our class in terms of points given up and yards given up. Like I said, I don't know many people, and at this level, everybody wants to put it in the box and run against you. I just don't know how many people that can line up with us for 48 minutes or 60 minutes or however and just run it at you. You can't. And so then when you try to challenge our speed and athleticism in the secondary, it's hard, but I will also give Coach Pride and Coach Combest props. They do a great job being cohesive in their calls. Coach Pride calls the fronts and Coach Combest calls the coverages, and they mesh that so well that they have a great game plan and they work really hard at it that you won't find 2 young guys that will work harder than those 2 young guys. And so when I tell you they're prepared, their defense is prepared because of the coaches that are up there.
So when I pulled in at 4:45, I couldn't believe the amount of chairs and blankets that were already staked out here at the Liberty Bowl. And then I find out from Dirk, there were people were here at 7:45 this morning wanting to get in to get their place to sit.
Yeah, I felt bad for Dirk. I know he got some calls way earlier than he wanted them because, it took him a long time to do this field. You look at this field and you're just like, how blessed are we?
Right.
And then they bugged him this morning to get his butt up. And I got here with my wife at 10 to help her put her chair out. And I'm telling you, half the bleachers were already covered.
Yeah.
And so it just tells you the kind of community we have. My wife put a post out the other day that just talked about how it is all of us, and this whole thing that we've built that is so special is all of us. And I hope that the community knows how much we appreciate the support and them showing up and being there for our kids.
Last thing, we were talking about it before we went on the air. It's nuts. Week number 1, September 5th, you were in a hoodie. It rained. It was cold. Tonight, it's beautiful.
Yeah, we're shorts, T-shirts, ready to go. I don't know that you'll ever see that again. No. It's warmer in week 11 than it was week 1, and I love it. We're ready for it. So playoff weather, here we are.
All we need is the Aurora Borealis to come along. Thank you, Flock of Seagulls, for those of you old enough to remember that song. He's Sam the Man, the head football coach here at Mangum High School. I'm Michael, and I'm nothing other than having a great time. The pregame show rocks on after this on Classic Hits 97.7.
Hey, come on by the Mangum Tag Agency at 108 East Pierce in Mangum for all your vehicle tag and registration needs. Driver's license, ID renewals, including CDL or Add Real ID. We now offer initial issuance and out-of-state driver's license and ID transfers. And we issue Pike Pass. For fast, friendly customer service, come see Tom, Cynthia, or Adam. We're here for you. Check us out online at mangumtag.com. For tag renewals and more information, phone 580-782-3004. The Mangum Tag Agency says, Go Tigers!
If you need some welding done or a metal building built, then call Rocky Caskey. Rocky has built metal buildings in southwest Oklahoma for more than 15 years. Carports, patio covers, building large or small, Rocky Caskey does them all. Don't settle for less. Get the best building for your money. Call Rocky Caskey at 580-471-8282. That's 471-8282. Rocky supports high school sports.
Pregame show is brought to you by Great Plains Bank. Thanks to have them along all season long here on Classic Hits 97.7. I think I got this in, but Justin Wooten deserves another shout-out. Let's go Tigers. Teresa Sainer doesn't look anything like Larry the Cable Guy, but she says, let's get her done. Cooper Curbo, California, is in the house. Evan Sharp is watching. It's his birthday. Hey, Evan, happy birthday to you. Alexis Brooke Allen, let's go Tigers. Mangum Strong. Kimberly Chambers Ward, let's go Tigers. Field looks great again this week. No surprise there. By the way, Sharon Sainer is checking in from Gridley, California.
All right.
And she says, go get him, Cooper. Dave McCook says, let's go Mangum from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Christy Bechtel, let's go Tigers. And Rocky Pierce is checked in from Pratt, Kansas.
And on YouTube, we're hearing from the 80s sensation. Video killed the radio star. Christopher Cross checked in with us already. Also, Judy Miller, Barbara Johnson, and William Ray. And none of them telling us where they're watching from tonight. So be sure and let us know.
Yeah, when you check in, tell us where you are watching from. Boy, I tell you what, not a puff of wind out there. It's absolutely unbelievable how pretty it is. I want you to know I did my chiropractic work before the bowl game. When I finished the interview with Coach, Jackson came over. And Jackson has had a history the last couple of years of giving me a bear hug and making my watch literally say, Mr. Barnes, it looks like you've taken a hard fall. Are you okay? So I got the jump on him tonight, and I got him, grabbed him, and picked him up instead, and I popped his back, and he was so grateful for it. So
I bet that popped your back as well.
Well, he is a load, that's true, and I was afraid my hamstring was going to snap on me as well. But anyhow, we both survived, so that is some good news. We will be following football games around the state of Oklahoma tonight. 16 teams in Class A1 and A2. We'll follow that. Hobart tonight on the road, Fairview. And a tough task, no doubt about it, for Hobart. But it won't be anything like what happened last week for the Yellow Jackets in their ball game with Cashion.
Oh, my gosh. What a ball game that turned out to be, huh?
Well, the lights didn't go out in Georgia, but they went out in Cashion. And what struck me as odd, and I talked to several people about it, including Frank Bernard, whose son is the head coach of Fairview, and they had to load everybody, both teams, the fans, everyone, and they went to Crescent to finish the final. What was it?
Minute?
It was less than a minute, I believe.
Was it minute 39 or less than, yeah.
And then they go into overtime, and they had to finish that. Fairview wins it. They win the district championship. Hobart is there tonight. That ball game along the network on 1420 KTJS, and also on the FM side as well.
102.1.
Josh Reisner says, awesome leadership by the coach. Tell you what we're going to do tonight. We are blessed with the Tiger Band to our right. They will be playing the Star Spangled Banner on Veterans Week, and so we are going to join them for their rendition of the Star Spangled Banner here from the Liberty Bowl.
Sovereign Bank is your bank of choice. Sovereign Bank is a proud supporter of the Mangum Tiger Athletics. Supporting our schools and athletic programs is a top priority. Hear us roar, go Tigers, we're cheering you on all season long. Sovereign Bank, empowering our youth with the freedom to dream. Sovereign Bank, member FDIC, equal housing.
Elaine Mills-Smith says, let's go Mangum. Robert Crawford. You said you saw him last night. He has checked in from over at Hobart. Robert, good to have you alongside tonight, buddy. So I told you this has been an emotional week for me, and there's been there have been a lot of downs, but there's been a lot of ups that have gone with it, and a lot of people that have helped out kiddos that I work with, and a lot of thoughts and a lot of care that have gone in for those kiddos. But I ran across something the other day, and it really hit home. And keep in mind, it's been 47 years since I last played my high school football game. But I can take you back to that November night. I can take you to the play where I was injured and knocked out of the ball game by a guy that eventually wound up in the National Football League. That's how recent it seems to me. I say all of this because this comes from an author by the name of Colin Anderson. Colin Anderson writes, most people, even parents, don't really understand what it means when a senior football player and his season ends. They don't understand the true finality of it for 95% of us. You can play baseball, softball, and rec leagues forever. You can always play a pickup game of basketball. You can play golf, tennis as much as you want when you get older. You can even enter 5Ks and run marathons. But most high school footballers will never put on a helmet and play the same game again. You go from totally and completely immersed in a game that you love to being completely shut out. And that is incredibly difficult. So here's hoping we've got 4 more nights like this in November and December featuring the Mangum Tigers. Our pregame show is brought to us by Great Plains Bank. We're back to the Liberty Bowl after this on Classic Hits 97.7.
Choice. Sovereign Bank is a proud supporter of the Mangum Tiger Athletics. Supporting our schools and athletic programs is a top priority. Hear us roar, go Tigers, we're cheering you on all season long. Sovereign Bank, empowering our youth with the freedom to dream. Sovereign Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Folks in Mangum know what to do when they need to quench a thirst, curb a hunger attack, or cool down with an ice cream. They just make the Loop at 918 North Lewis Tittle in Mangum. The Loop, supporting the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers.
Josh Reasoner checking in and has high praises for head coach Sam Powers. Robert Crawford, as we told you, had checked in. Nelly Munoz says, go Tigers. By the way, Robert says he's watching from the moon again. And hello. All right, Robert, I don't want to know anymore, okay? And Amy Ken Carter says, let's go Tigers from Pulaski, Tennessee. Number 6, run your hardest, son. And by the way, number 6 in your program, Caden Carter.
Yeah, and several folks checking in on YouTube, including our buddy Altum, and he asked if Mitch was able to get all the seats oiled. So even the folks online asking about it. So there you go.
Yeah, we need to get a new sponsor for the broadcast, WD-40. They could give us a lifetime supply. Our dear friend Michael Scott Augustine has checked in. Hello, Grandpa. Hope you're doing well. Rick White has joined us from Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Wow.
Where they're playing a game tomorrow involving some team from Alabama and Oklahoma.
You got a little bit of a game over there tomorrow.
Rick White is watching from Tuscaloosa, as we mentioned, and Michael Scott Augustine. Hey, let's go, boys. Let's fight. Tara Bernard Reynolds. Let's go Tigers. And Mad Max, the Reynolds family, watching from Montgomery, Texas. Jenny Saucedo Dreyer says, let's go Mangum. And Jeff and Amy Hart, go Tigers. So Wilson, a moment ago, turning the tables on Mangum. They won the toss. They didn't defer.
Wow.
They said, give us the football.
How about that?
Yeah. And and we have seen teams do this season, Cameron, where they will try to hold on to the football and shorten the game to keep the ball away from this explosive offense that is the Mangum Tigers.
And all you can hope is maybe they get a little cooled off on the sideline and maybe a little out of rhythm. I mean, if you're Wilson, that's what you can hope for, right?
Before kickoff, I want to say hello to my dear friend Robert White, who at one time was at Willow. I believe now he's a little bit further north, but Robert White, a dear friend, a man that we love. He lost his wife earlier this week, Jerry Ann White, passing away. And services for Jerry Ann will be on Saturday the 22nd from noon until 2 at Red River Cowboy Church. Robert, our love and our heart is with you and the boys. We know what a hole that loss is. Jerry Ann and I spent many an afternoon sitting around the table talking about the two boys in the house and the shenanigans that those two and some of the stuff that they pulled on her, and she rolled with it. Robert would get home and find out about it. He wasn't nearly as appreciative of what they would be doing. But Jerry Ann, love you, miss you. I know it was a struggle for a long time, but I know you're in a better place. All right, let's get this one underway. Mangum will kick off from left to right on your listening and or viewing device. And, of course, Derek Hammond will do the honors. His dad has been busy. This field is unbelievable. It is an announcer's dream this evening, and I'll tell you about it in a moment. Here's the kickoff. Short here on the near side. Going to be fielded on the run, then fumbled. Ball free. Cray Manny on it. Mangum with a football. How about that? Cole Hedgewood tried to come up and catch the ball on the fly. Couldn't control it. It bounded around, and finally Manny gets on it. It'll be 1st and 10 for Mangum. They've got it at the 36-yard line of Wilson.
That did not go exactly as planned.
Well, it didn't go as planned for Wilson, but it did for Mangum.
Most definitely.
So Mangum, great field position here on the near side. The yard markers and the 10s and the 5s and all those are marked in black. It is beautiful. We can see it. It is fantastic. The kids are wearing black shirts tonight with big white numbers. No trouble seeing this evening the numbers or the line markers here at the Liberty Bowl. 3 wide receivers on the near side. 1st and 10. Laughlin tosses it here to Henley. Curtis, 35-30. Still on his feet at 25-20. 15-10. 5. Touchdown. Mangum on top. 13 seconds into the ball game. Curtis Henley from 36 yards away. Big hole. Goes right side. One man to beat. He did, and he's gone.
I was thinking maybe they were going to do a quick deep hit coming out after the turnover, but they did a quick deep hit, but it was on a handoff.
Well, and again, watching film for the first ball game and then watching film of the team from Wilson the rest of the season, that toss sweep, I think Coach knew that was going to be there, especially on the boundary here on the near side. Debbie Smith Pride, you got to love that. TD to begin the ball game from 36 yards away. My good friend D. McPhail Warren has checked into the broadcast. D, good to have you alongside, kiddo. Illegal procedure going to be called against Mangum on the extra point attempt, so they'll move it back 5. But certainly he has shown, Hammond has, that he can kick it an extra 5 yards for an extra point.
Yeah, I think he's pretty good from 35 in.
So this will be from 25 yards away. Remember, Mad Max is the holder. Shane Lee is the snapper. So Derek will kick it from 25 yards away. Mangum on top, 6-0. 13 seconds gone by, quarter number 1. Well, it's a low-line drive, and it is wide right. So that is not the fault of Burnham. It's more of not a good snap, and I don't know that Max was able to get the ball turned, and I think he may have kicked the laces. Nonetheless, Mangum on top, 11:47, quarter number 1, 6-0. We're back to the Liberty Bowl after this. Classic Hits 97.7.
Enjoy Western home decor, then this message is for you. Western Traditions store in Mangum is packed from wall to wall with nice Western furniture selections for your entire home. Western Traditions has a store-wide 20% off sale now through Christmas. This gigantic sale includes all furniture and accessories, many just perfect for Christmas gifting. Find Western Traditions on the west side of the square in downtown Mangum. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 6.
TCI
TLC is a family-owned 5-star daycare center that has been caring for children for over 45 years. The owners of Tiger Cub are proud to serve the Mangum area and support the Mangum Lady Tigers and Tigers on the radio and streaming. Tiger Cub Learning Center says,
Diana Kendall says, release the Kraken! And they did. Touchdown right away. Missed extra point. 13 seconds in, 6-0. Mangum on top. Oh, let's say hi to Debbie Jackson. Outwork your opponent, Tigers. Debbie Smith Pride. Let's go, Coach Pride. And then Mangum Tiger defense. And we'll get a penalty on the kickoff as Mangum across the line. So they'll kick it from the 35. So a couple of mental mistakes, pre-snap penalties called on Mangum early on in the kicking game.
Gene Johnson says, watching from Branson, have a couple of folks watching from Mangum. James Blair said, sidelined tonight due to high blood pressure, so he's watching from home. Richard Solis is watching from Durant, Oklahoma.
All right, and James, get better. He's one of my colleagues down there at the Department of Human Services. The woman who is her own law firm, Michelle Smith-Berg Moore, is checking into the broadcast. Michelle, I love you, and I love that name. Shannon Wilson says, go Tigers. Michelle Rogers Huckabee has checked in. Go Mangum Tigers. Connie Rogers Hewlick watching from Lake Eufaula. Go Hometown Tigers. Kathy Richardson has checked in. Mad Max Fan Club in Derby, Kansas. Go Tigers. Kick here on the Bears side, and it will be fielded at the 21, out to the 25-30. Still on his feet to the 35. Now some room here on the Bears side, giving Chase Burnham, and Derek will run him out of bounds. I said Burnham. Why am I saying that? It is not Burnham. It's Eric Hammond. Hammond will chase him out of bounds across the midfield stripe, and they will give him the 45-yard line, it looks like. See where they're going to mark this one.
Right at the 50.
Okay, apparently he stepped out of bounds at the 50. But Eric Hammond, not Burnham, getting the running back to step out of bounds there. John Murrow, let's go Tigers. Win the night, and I'll see you next week from Dodge City. Eric Rodriguez, let's go Tigers. Time to put in work, boys.
Chris Gardner watching from Chanute, Kansas, and Barbara Johnson watching from Davis.
So we'll be 1st and 10 from the midfield stripe, and a full house backfield for Wilson. Turn handed off to Miles, and he's got 4 or 5 yards on the first down carry. Braxton Miles. Impressive in the first meeting between these two ball clubs, and he is a big bruising back, and they are going to line up and come after Mangum tonight, or try to. Nothing fancy, and we talked about it in the pregame show. Threw for 22 yards in that first meeting, and remember the first time they tried to throw the football in week number 1, rolled out to the right side, and the quarterback dropped the football. Mad Max took it in for a touchdown. Sharon Sainer, hey, Debbie Davis, make some noise. Well, as long as it doesn't squeak, we're okay with it. Second out and 5. And again, they're going to keep it on the ground. This time, it's the second back through. Breaking tackles. Still on his feet inside the 30. Spinning at the 25. At the 20. And finally knocked down there. Well, you talk about some big man running.
Wow.
That's putting some rocks in their pockets and getting after it. That's Luke Gray. Luke Gray shredding the Mangum defenders. As he will take it to the 20. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. Wow.
All of those yards were yards after contact, because he got hit out of the line.
He did. But again, we have talked about it this season. You can't make the hero play, especially against backs as good as this group from Wilson. You're going to have to break down and wrap up. So 1st and 10 from the 20. Mangum on top 6-0. But a couple of good running plays early on for Wilson. Now trying to break it to the outside. Good pursuit by Caskey. He'll turn it back inside. And a big hit at about the 17-yard line. As a good job of filling Trey Williams down the line. And Williams will see 3 yards picked up by the tailback. It'll be 2nd down. And about 7. So Caskey turns it back upfield, and they're filling the hole, Trey Williams. And I heard you give an audible wow on that one, because it was quite a collision.
And Wade Sutter said, watching from Laird, Texas, go Tigers.
9:50 left in the first. Mangum on top 6-0. Wilson on the drive. They'll go I formation. Miles weaves his way through traffic, and Braxton will take it down to about the 11-yard line. They'll mark him at the 12. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 2. Cooper Kerbo in on the stop for Mangum. And actually, they won't give him the 12. It's closer to the 13, about halfway in between those 2 yard marks. It doesn't really matter. This is 4-down territory for the Eagles. Mangum, one play on the offensive side, a touchdown run for Curtis Henley. Extra point, no good. And now the defense trying to slow down the running game. I formation. Miles is the tailback. You got to believe they'll go to him. They do. Good penetration by Mangum. They'll slow him down, but he'll pick up the 10-yard line, and I believe the first down. They will give him the first. Good pursuit by Mangum. Shane Lee, Mad Max Richardson in on the stop, and also the Bodozer, Bo Rogers helping out. But again, Miles to the 10-yard line. That should be good enough for a first down. They're going to call for a measurement, but he's got the first down. Ball on the 10, and we look across the way, and the yard marker was on the 20. They'll bring him across. I am pontificating all this and hoping that I am desperately wrong. But
now,
I don't think so.
Jamie Mills says, watching from home here in Mangum.
Good to have the Mangum folks alongside. So they'll stretch the chains eventually as they get out there. And I believe it's going to be a first and goal situation for this group from Wilson. And again, they scored, 18 points in the first meeting, and everything was on the ground. They can run the football. They gave Healdton all they could handle last week. There's your call, first down. Thank you.
It took a lot of looking, and I thought he was going to have to get the business card out.
Yeah, they could have just asked me. I would have told them.
First and goal.
So it's first and goal now for Wilson. See if that defense can stiffen here. 8:48 left in the first quarter of play. Wilson in their white uniforms with the black numerals. Mangum black tops, white pants.
Paul Ferguson says currently in New Orleans for work and not back at home in Mangum. Says go Tigers.
Full house backfield now for this group from Wilson. The quarterback, by the way, is Alex McKendrick. He'll get the snap. McKendrick hands it off to the tailback, and maybe a yard on the play. Carrying the football that time for Wilson was Luke Gray. Aiden Augustine in on the stop for Mangum. Bo was there again. He will give him a yard and a half. Second and goal from about the 8.5. Clock running now. 8:15 left in period number 1. Kenneth W. Silk. Go Tigers from UConn. Don't worry, Nell. I'll save you. For those of you who remember that cartoon with Snidely Whiplash.
350 on YouTube right now.
And 75 on Facebook. And trying to get it to the outside. Breaking tackle, stiff arm, and rumbling towards the corner of the end zone. Did he get in? He did. Hard running that time by Luke Gray. It looked like they had Gray bottled up in the backfield, but they could not knock him off his feet. And Gray just kept pushing folks and using the stiff arm, and he got into the end zone from 8.5 yards out, and it'll tie the ball game at 6 with 7:51 left in quarter number 1. They're going to go with a swing and gate look, but again, when you run the football the way they do, they are not going to kick extra points. They're going to go for 2. Terry T.A. Allen says hi. Jet sweep now on the far side. Now a pitch and a pass and 2-point conversion. Wow. How about that for a well-designed play? They were going to run the jet sweep to Luke Allen. The defenders closed, and Allen a little pop pass into the end zone, but it's not going to count. And that's one thing about this time of the year. The grass, the Bermuda, has gone dormant, and it is difficult to see a flag. So we're going to get a procedure called on Wilson that will erase the 2-point conversion, and they'll take a page from Steely Dan and go back, Jack, and do it again. But again, boy, that well-designed play there. Now, with a 5-yard mark off, it looks like Wilson will attempt the extra point, kicking it. And they will trot out there their kicker. That is Braden Castile.
And we'll say the kicking game is hit or miss. We'll put it that way.
So Castile, a right-footed kicker, trying to give Wilson the lead. Snap is back. Hold is true. Kick is on the way. And guess what? Eagles lead it 7-6. Katie Williams says, go Tigers. They trail 7:51 in the first, 7-6. Wilson on top. More Classic Hits, 97.7.
Triad Home Health in Mangum is locally owned and offers nursing, physical therapy, occupational, wound care, IV therapy, and more. All administered by people who go above and beyond for you. Phone Triad Home Health today at 580-782-5800. That's 782-5800.
Are you ready to take the next step towards your degree? Reach Higher is Oklahoma's degree completion program designed just for you. At Western Oklahoma State College, we make it easy to finish your associate's degree with flexible options that fit your busy life. Choose from online classes to face-to-face learning or a mix of both. Don't wait. Enrollment is open now. Visit WOSC.edu or call us at 580-477-2000 and start reaching higher today.
Before the converted extra point, you said kicking game hit or miss, and it has been here in the early going. A fumbled kickoff by Wilson gives Mangum great field position. They score a touchdown a play later. Then they miss the extra point to the Tigers. Then on the ensuing kickoff, somebody missed an assignment somewhere, and that allowed Wilson to take over at the midfield stripe. Now they've kicked an extra point to take the lead. There's a kick that is headed for the end zone as it goes over the head of the Mangum receiver into the end zone. And a good choice that time by Mason Mitchell not to try to catch it. It'll be 1st and 10 for Mangum at the 20. Taylor Eshetai has checked in. Taylor checking in from Lincoln, Nebraska. She says, go Tigers.
Let's see. Suncoast Ricky says, go Tigers from deep South Florida. Let's see. Go Tigers from Michigan. That's Mike Baker. And from Willow, Oklahoma, Joe Testerman says, go Tigers.
1st and 10 now. Remington from the pistol formation. Henley back there with him. He carried for a touchdown his first time. They'll fake the handoff here. Remy going to roll out. Now he'll flip it. Pass caught out in the flat. And out to the 20 or to the 31-yard line will go Talon Frazier. He'll get a 3:33 dental first down. Little pitch and catch there. Good design. Frazier with the catch to the first down. And I talked about it last week. They got him the football, got Frazier into the end zone. I like Frazier as an offensive weapon. Now, and
timeout, referee.
What is the argument going on here? He didn't like the spot of the football, and I'll agree with him there.
Yeah,
they had the ball at the 30, and actually going out at the 31-yard line was my main man, Talon Frazier. So 1st and 10 from the 31. Laughlin keeps it himself, got a big hole, 35-40. Gets a block at the 45, has the 50, and he's knocked down at the 46-yard line of Wilson. Design quarterback draw, big hole right up the middle of the field. Hard running by Remington Laughlin. He'll pick up another 3:33, dental first down. 1st and 10 from Mangum at the 46 of Wilson.
Tigers moving quickly again on this drive.
Jody Smith has checked in. She says, go Mangum. Laughlin, empty backfield. 4 wide receivers out to the far side. Going to keep it again. Breaks the tackle, has the 40. Now going to get drugged down at about the 39-yard line. Remington Laughlin. Colton celebrating his birthday today. 24 years old. I was stunned. I asked him down on the field early. I said, how old are you today? He said, 24. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, his Facebook said 35.
24 is a lot more believable than 35. So it'll be second down now. Second down at about 4. Mangum with the football inside the 40 at about the 39.5-yard line. Laughlin in the backfield by himself. Wide receivers split to each side. And Wilson jumped, but they didn't get into the neutral zone. They're staying there about 1.5 yards off the line of scrimmage, and that allowed them to jump. Now Mangum going to change the play. Remington. Some confusion, and Sam will take a timeout. We take one as well. 6:49 left in the first. Mangum on the move. They trail 7-6. Classic Hits 97.7.
At 333 Dental Care, we're all smiles for our hometown teams. We're proud to cheer on the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers this season. Go Tigers! Bring home the win!
Blair Tire and Feed on the corner of Highway 283 and 19 is your certified Firestone tire dealer and a proud supporter of the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers. When you need tires, we're specialty trained and equipped to take care of you. Lyle Shaw and his crew at Blair Tire and Feed wish the Tigers lots of luck in today's game, and always remember, play smart, play safe, play hard, and play with pride. And good luck from everyone at Blair Tire and Feed on the corner of Highway 283 and 19 in Blair, Oklahoma.
So in the pregame show, I talked about the Aurora Borealis, which we were treated to a couple of nights earlier this week.
Yes.
And I mentioned a song by the Flock of Seagulls from the 80s. I Ran to You. Look that song up on the Saturday when you're watching this after it's over with, and you'll hear the line about Aurora Borealis. I'm not making this stuff up. And by the way, before you ask, no, I did not wear my hair like they did in that band MTV. No. I had a mullet, but I didn't go with the Flock of Seagulls. Look, Laughlin got a fireball out in the flat, and that's too high, intended for Zeke Rogers. And Rogers was looking inside. The ball was outside, and he spun around, but couldn't get the hands up in time to make the catch. It's incomplete. 3rd down and 4. 4-down territory, obviously, for Mangum. Referee moving the ball up about 6 inches or so. It's closer to the 39 now. Before it was between the two. Laughlin again to Rogers. Zeke with a catch one-on-one. Breaks the tackle. He's got the 20. He's got the 15, 10, 5. And Zeke into the end zone for a touchdown. So Mangum with the answer on the touchdown drive by Wilson. They come right back and get one of their own on a pitch and catch of 39 yards from Remington Laughlin to Zeke Rogers. And Mangum on top now by a score of 12-7. And I would think here that they'll go for 2.
You would think so, to try to keep pace, if you will.
Right. And they will, as Laughlin will stay in. Curtis Henley in the backfield as well. And instead of in a position to hold a kick, Matt Max in a slot here on the near side. So Mangum to go for 2. They'll send a man in motion. Inside handoff, there's Richardson, and he'll go into the end zone on that little crossbuck action that Coach talked about in the pregame show. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they are back on track now is Mangum. 6:37 left in the first. Amy Brett Hayes. Let's go Tigers. They lead 14-7. Classic Hits 97.7.
You Tiger fans, it's game time. This is Jacob Gilner from Cattlemen's Bank, member FDIC. We are thrilled and ready for live Mangum Tiger and Lady Tiger action on the field and court this season. Let's pack the stands and cheer loud. Cattlemen's Bank is full of school spirit. Go Tigers.
Attention Mangum Tigers. Are you ready to show your Tiger pride? This is Lori Laughlin from Cattlemen's Bank, member FDIC. At our bank, we are always geared up and ready to cheer the Tigers and Lady Tigers on to victory. You can count on us to wear the brightest orange and black. We'll see you at the games.
When you need auto repairs.
So I want to go back to that touchdown catch a moment ago by Zeke Rogers from officially 39.5 yards away. That was they came out in that set, did Wilson defensively, and it was one-on-one. Zeke gave a hand signal to Remy and said, look, I'm going to run a little 5-yard square in. I'm going to beat the man to the point of attack, and I'm going to score. And that's exactly what happened. They will change that defensive coverage, Wilson. Otherwise, that play will happen about 7 more times tonight. Don Craig has checked in. He says, let's go Mangum.
Anita Peterson cheering from Columbia, South Carolina.
Derry Hammond's kick here on the near side. Fair catch going to be called for and corralled at the 32. Making the fair catch, Cole Hedgewood, who fumbled the football to begin the ball game. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line for Wilson. They trail 14-7. Pershawn Davis says, get her done, Tigers. And again, I have no idea if Pershawn looks anything like Larry the Cable Guy, but I will say this, I hope not.
A lot of Larry the Cable references tonight, huh?
Well, because we're getting her done. William and Jennifer Bradley have checked in. Let's go Tigers. Jamie Wilhite Gosnell. Let's go. So the defense is going to have to stiffen now. I formation going under center now will be the quarterback McKendrick. And tailback is Braxton Miles, and he can get it done. They'll go to the fullback, ball on the ground, and did the bulldozer get it? Let's see. Rogers thinks he's got the football, and he does. The mesh that time, not good. between McKendrick and the fullback, Luke Gray. And they put it on the floor, and Mangum will pick it up and get it 1st and 10 just outside the 31-yard line. They'll mark it at the 32.
And that's what the Tiger defense needed is a big play to boost that momentum and also take a little of that momentum away from Wilson.
6:33 left in the first. That's the second fumble of the night by the Eagles, and Mangum has recovered them both. They'll go pistol formation now as Henley is in the backfield with Remy. Curtis will get it. Nope, he'll keep it, and they'll fire an inside shot to Zeke Rogers, who will make the catch and give the first down mark as he'll take it inside the 20 down to the 16-yard line. It's a 3:33 dental first down. Mangum inside the red zone, brought to us by Sovereign Bank. 1st and 10. Henley, the handoff, left side, breaks a tackle, spins, and he'll get knocked down at about the 7. But a positive gain on the play. The chain gang barely had gotten set across the way when Mangum ran the play. They're in high-speed action right now. 2nd down and 5. And now it's 2nd down and 10. Another pre-snap penalty. False start. And a lot of times when you get into a rhythm, you avoid those sort of things. And I thought Mangum was in the rhythm. But a false start, it'll mark it back, and 2nd down and 10 now. They wind the clock. Mangum on top, 14-7. We've reached the midway point of quarter number 1. A wild beginning to the ball game on both sides. Laughlin now from the pistol to his left is Henley. Laughlin wants to throw, goes over the top. Mad Max runs out of room as he couldn't hold on to it. The back of the end zone, incomplete. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 10.
Just off of the tips of the fingers.
Max was open, there's no doubt about it. He got behind the coverage, but Remington had to put a little bit more air underneath that because he got some pressure late. Debbie Rogers-Anderson says, way to go, Tigers. 3rd and 10. Laughlin rolls near side, gets a block, got all kinds of room, fires back across his body. Wide open for the touchdown catch is my main man, Talon Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. It will not count. Ineligible receiver downfield for Mangum. Bring it back. Yikes.
Well, D.A. Armstrong says they're watching from Nowata.
Oh, the Ironheads, my good buddy Neil Long, late of Hollis, and now a highway patrolman down below us. He was checking out the Aurora Borealis earlier. You know, I cannot find fault with the lineman getting downfield on that play because, to be honest with you, it took a long time to develop, and then Remy had all kinds of room to run the football.
Yeah, he had plenty of room to go himself.
He could have probably walked that thing in, fired a strike back across his body to Frazier. Talon caught it for the score, but it didn't count. So the Desert Rose Band singing somewhere, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. 3rd down now at about 14 for Mangum. They can't pick up a first down. Football setting between the 16 and 17. Laughlin in the backfield by himself. One-on-one up top, going to keep it. Gets a block. He's got the 10. Still on his feet, pushing the pile forward, trying to make his way to the 5, and he'll get thrown back at about the 6-yard line. That'll set up a 4th down and about 3. Good job by Laughlin. Again, spreading the field. See what Mangum's going to do here. And they run in Bo Rogers, Cray Manny, and Cooper Curbo. So they will go at 4th and about 4 now for Mangum. Tigers trying to add to that lead. Don't be surprised if we get a long snap count here. 4:50 and running in the first quarter of play. Tigers lead it 14-7. Manny in the backfield. Now we're going to get a timeout taken by the Tigers. Oh, he pointed at the bench, didn't he? He pointed at the Wilson bench. So timeout here for Debbie Starnes-Herden. Let's go Tigers. 4:45 in the first. 4th and 4 for Mangum when we come back on Classic Hits 97.7.
When you need auto repairs, save money and get it done right at Dwayne's Auto in Mangum. Dwayne's fixes flats, does brake jobs, turns rotors, alignments, that all-important air conditioning work, and general auto repair. If your car or truck isn't right, just head to Dwayne's Auto at 1205 North Lewis Tittle in Mangum. Call 782-5151. That's 782-5151. Mangum Tiger proud.
Hello, Lone Wolf and Hobart.
Granite Drug Company is now delivering to Hobart, Lone Wolf, Granite, and Mangum. Granite Drug Company is a complete pharmacy ready to fill and deliver your prescriptions. And it's easy to get switched. Just call 580-535-2130 or visit our store at 316 North Main in Granite. Granite Drug Company has an ice cream fountain open all day and lunches from 11 to 2. Health and beauty products and selection of gifts. Granite Drug Company is here for you.
Greer County Farm Bureau agents Mickey Lively and Rod Calhoun support.
So the timeout allowed Sam Powers to change his personnel again, and he will go back to Laughlin. Remy rolling near side. Wants to throw, does, fires fastball through the hands of Max, incomplete. And Mangum will turn it over on downs. It will go back to the Eagles. We get a 1st and 10 at about their 6.5-yard line.
A little too hot.
Derek Palmer says, let's go. Yeah, and again, there was a lot of traffic there as well. I mean, Talon Frazier was there. He could have pitched the ball to him. And I'm going to be honest with you again, I don't know that Laughlin couldn't have carried that into the end zone himself.
Well, he's been able to carry through all kinds of contact already and only had 3 yards to pick up. So,
Connie Rogers-Hewlett, proud of the Rogers boys. He couldn't get into the end zone there, so Wilson, that time the fumble did not hurt them, as Mangum could not take advantage. And maybe an illegal substitution there on Wilson. No, they're going to get away with it late into the ballgame. Heads would. So 1st and 10, they'll run it. Deep handoff, that's Miles, and Miles across the 10, out to the 13 and 14-yard line. He'll pick up about 7 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 3. Cray Manning, Cooper Curbo there in on the stop. Big A helping out as well. But again, you see the power of Braxton Miles. I mean, he's no slouch.
Janet Richardson said, good luck Tigers from the Kansas Richardsons. So lots of Kansas check-ins, Michael.
Jamie Wellhite and Gosnell. Boo! Well, that was last week. Actually, it was 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
That was.
How long ago was Halloween? I mean, the days run together. So 2nd down and 3, 7-yard gain there for Miles. They'll go back to Braxton, and he'll get hit as he got underway, but he was able to step out of the tackle and take it across the 15 out to the 16-yard line. Thought he was going to get stopped in the backfield as Trey Williams had him down around the ankles, but he stepped through that and will pick up the 1st down. I like it. Krista this week, she says, Knoxted. She says, I'm going to give you the pronunciation before we ever get into it, Barnes. So thank you, Krista. We appreciate that, kiddo. She says, let's go Tigers. So Wilson with a 1st down. They have successfully shortened this ball game. We're at the 3:40 mark, and this is their 3rd possession of the night, albeit 2 of them have, or actually 4th possession, 2 of them have resulted in fumbles. Got it 1st and 10 now. And again, they are content to run it right down the throat, or try to, against Mangum. Power I formation here. Miles with a handoff, and he'll get hit and then breaks a couple of tackles. That is not Miles. It's a different tailback this carry. That's Bobby Adams on the carry. And Adams across the 20 to the 21. As in on the stop, the bulldozer, Bo Rogers, Remington Laughlin there, Shane Lee. It'll be 2nd down, and we'll call it 6. Knoxted, you think I ought to be able to come up with some sort of onomatopoeia where I could remember that without being prompted. So 2nd down now. 2nd down, long 6, short 7. Deep handoff, and again, Adams on the carry, breaking tackles across the 30 to the 35, and now finally knocked down at the 37-yard line. Making the tackle that far downfield was defensive secondary players, and that is not a good sign. Derek Hammond in on this top. Clayton Caskey there as well, and Diego Tellis. Williams will take a seat, and Talon Frazier will take his place along that line. 2:20 left here in the 1st quarter of play. Wilson trying to put together a long drive and keep the football out of the hands of that high-powered Mangum offense. And again, they run clock, I formation. Deep handoff here on the near side. Adams bounces it to the outside. He'll slip at the 40. Diego was there to turn him back inside. Otherwise, that could have been a big gain. We got a penalty flag. That's in the area of holding. Back at about the 39-yard line, and that's what it is. So a break there for Mangum. The hold, a spot foul, so at the 35-yard line is where the flag was. They'll mark it off from there.
End up being a loss of 12 after they mark it that way.
David Henry says, let's go Tigers. Win. What's important now? Let's do business. Yeah, it's a Bachman-Turner overdrive night. Taking care of business. I like it. Taking care of business every day. So it'll be first down now. The line to bank for the first down is the 47. And again, quarterback going to keep it here. Breaks the tackle across the 30. And they get dragged down at about the 32-yard line by Cooper Curbo. Bo Rogers there. Cray Manny. Tough running by the quarterback, Alex McKendrick. McKendrick will get a little bit of it back here. Sets up a second down. They gave him the 32, so it's 2nd and 15. Tigers need a stop on defense at the minute 25 and the clock running in the first period of play. They are on top, 14-7. And the action has been so fast and furious, I haven't had a chance to check scores, but we will get you updated at halftime on the scores, I promise. So again, Wilson from that I formation. They have not thrown the football once. And a deep handoff here. Great penetration. Cooper Curbo back at the 30-yard line. And Adams couldn't get on track that time. And Cooper went down, got the ankles, clamped them together, and made the play. So a loss back to the 30. That brings up a 3rd down and 17.
Great defensive penetration by the line.
Well, and yeah, you bring up a great point. The lineman up front neutralizing the offensive line for Wilson, and it gave the linebacker Curbo a chance to fill. And he did and made a good tackle. So now they'll go shotgun here, actually from the pistol. McKendrick, 3rd down and 17. Do they throw? Yes, he will try. Drops back, has time. Pumps, now going to get chased by Williams. Still chased, now throws, passes. Incomplete, or was it caught? It was a juggling attempt across the far side. And did they give him credit for the catch? No, they said he was out of bounds. It is incomplete. And Mangum will get ready for a punt situation here. 4th and 17, 18 seconds left in the first quarter of play, and that is the first pass attempt of the night for Wilson. We told you in the first meeting between these two, they only threw for 22 yards.
Let's see. Farland Dindy from the class of 74-75 says kick tail Tigers. That's what we'll say.
Mason Mitchell back to receive the punt. Now getting flushed and getting chased, and coming up well short of the first down will be the punter. Great pursuit that time by Mangum. I don't think that was a fake. As Brylan Smith going to get credit for the tackle. The pressure was there, and I want to believe that the kicker, Isaiah Gibson, thought he was going to get it blocked, and so he tried to run for the first down, only got it to the 38, well short. And on downs, Mangum will get it back now for one play here in quarter number 1. 14-7, 9 seconds left in the frame. Chris Solis says, let's go Tigers. Remy going to hand it off and breaking it to the outside, still on his feet, and spinning down to about the 31-yard line will be the tailback for Mangum, Curtis Henley. So Henley will pick up 6 on the play. What turned out to be the final play of quarter number 1. Number 1 in the books. Mangum on top, 14-7. It's playoff week number 1 on Classic Hits 97.7.
Bureau agents Mickey Lively and Rod Calhoun support high school sports. Mickey and Rod offer insurance for property, auto, casualty, life, commercial, and crop insurance. They're ready to serve you at 231 North Oklahoma in Mangum. Call 580-782-3827.
Greer Funeral Home proudly supports the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers. We're wishing our teams strength, teamwork, and success all season long. Serving Greer County since 1923. Phone 480-2111.
In Bloom Flowers and Gifts is proud to sponsor Mangum Tiger Games. The new In Bloom Flowers and Gifts offers a big selection of Tiger Pride items. Make some noise, Tiger fans, and show your pride with spirit items. In Bloom Flowers and Gifts, right in the corner with the right Tiger pride.
As we go to quarter number 2, Mark Richardson watching our great nephew. Oh, let me tell you about Mad Max from Winfield, Kansas. As we begin quarter number 2.
We salute you and we thank you tonight.
A salute to veterans by the fans here tonight at the Liberty Bowl. And justifiably so. Handoff Henley. Curtis hit in the backfield, dragging people down to the 30. He'll get a yard. And they'll bring up a third down and about 2.5 for Mangum. Jody Smith says, go Tigers. And we say good evening to Gigi. Kathy listening in Lawton tonight, asking today's pertinent question, what does one wear to play golf in? So third down and 2. Laughlin going to roll right side, got all kinds of room. Fires now for the end zone, and the pass is incomplete. It'll be fourth down and 2. That pass intended for Clayton Caskey. Caskey had gotten behind the defender, but again, and I'm not down there, I don't know, but Remington had more than enough room to pick up the first down there if he wanted to run.
You would think so. It looks like he can take it just about any time that he wants to.
Alex Rodriguez, not that one, says, get her done, boys. Let's go. So Mangum going to go here, fourth down and 2. Henley from the pistol formation. Laughlin with the hard count, trying to get Wilson into the neutral zone. Couldn't get it done. Well, the Tigers really need to capitalize on that turnover. They failed the previous time. Henley gets the handoff, got time in the room. 25 makes it count. 20, 15, 10, 5, and Curtis into the end zone for the score. Yeah, they got it. A 30-yard sprint right up the middle for Curtis Henley. And with 11:19 left in the half, Mangum sends the lead 20-7.
Is that good enough for exclamation point?
That's a perfect exclamation point. And I tell you what, I wish we had replay capabilities, because Curtis had the first down, but he was about to be tackled at the 30-yard line or so, and he made a juke move, and somebody is putting their socks back on because he juked them out of their socks.
That was like an AI, Allen Iverson.
Yeah. So Derek Hammond in to try the extra point. This time the snap is good. The hold is true. The laces are away from the foot of Derek, and the kick is up and good. So Derek Palmer, the defense held up, and the offense replied. 21-7, Mangum on top. 11:19 left in the first half of play. We're Classic Hits 97.7.
Lee Slayton and Catherine Webb, certified family nurse practitioners, and the rest of the friendly faces at the JCMH Family Care Clinic in Mangum treat all ages, children through adults. This means we are all yours for well child exams, annual checkups, as well as those illnesses that can hit us. We also do management of chronic illnesses like asthma, diabetes, and high blood pressure. Same-day appointments are usually available at the JCMH Family Care Clinic in Mangum. Call 782-3393 for appointments.
Hi, Mangum Tiger fans. This is Jill Grauman with RE/MAX Property Place. If you need to buy or sell a property or a home in Mangum or anywhere in Greer County, just call me at 580-706-0259. You'll see lots of my signs around town because I get the results for my clients. I say, go Mangum Tigers.
Jill Grauman, RE/MAX Property Place. Always here, always helping.
Great Plains Bank of Mangum is proud to support the Mangum Tigers. And
all right, Mangum on top, 21-7, and I realized that Wilson started off like a house of fire. We got a lot of game left to go, but when I look at the number of kids on the sideline and here on the near side compared to what I see on the far side, that old bugaboo that we have talked about all year long, the strength, the power, and the ability to break your will, I believe, beginning to rise up a little bit here for Mangum. See if they can hold again. Derrick with the kick. Hammond near side. Ball will go out of bounds. It'll be 1st and 10 now for the Eagles. They'll have it at the 35-yard line.
Big opportunity defensively for the Tigers to really impose their will on the game.
And yeah, you're exactly right. Breaking the will. You know, you get the fumble and you don't take advantage of it, and that gives an opportunity to Wilson, gives them a spark. They got out of the shadow of their own goalpost and then had the issues on the punt. Mangum that time did not fail to capitalize. And I think, well, how about this? Wilson is not going to take the ball on the 35. You've got the option to make the opposing team re-kick, and they're going to make Hammond and company kick it from the 35. So some interesting strategy there on the part of Brett Daniel, the head coach of the Eagles. By the way, Zach Fawn says, "Go Tigers," watching from Okinawa, Japan.
Also, let's see, Brian Stowe said, "Let's go Tigers, GATA." Remember we had the discussion
Get a Tiger
about
attitude.
Yeah, there you go. I think that's what it was.
It's exactly what it is. At least the version that we're putting on the broadcast. So Hammond set to re-kick it instead of Wilson taking it at their own 35. Derrick comes here on the near side and going to be fielded at the 20, 25. Adams across the 30, breaking tackles and carrying people all the way out to the 36-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles there. So all of that resulted in a yard.
Highly beneficial.
The opposite side of the bracket tonight, Fairland and Wewoka. The winner of that one will play the winner of this. And we're told by Mr. Stair, who mapped it out, if Fairland were to come to Mangum next Friday night, it would be a 300-plus mile trip, close to 400 miles. Fairland up in the far northeast corner of Oklahoma. So 1st and 10 for the Eagles, and Miles will take the handoff across the 40, 45, still on his feet at the 50, dragging people down to the Mangum 44-yard line. And I tell you what, when Braxton Miles gets hooked up, look out. Certainly one of those guys that you have got to stop him before he gets ahead of steam. Mangum didn't get it done there.
Jamie Lynn Knight says, cheering on her nephew Mad Max and the Tigers from Poto.
Bobby Toma, go Tigers, from Coach Bobby Toma, and the class of 75. Kenneth Silk and Derek Palmer checking in as well.
So 414 on YouTube.
88 on Facebook. 1st and 10. Again, they'll go to Miles. He'll bust it to the outside. Giving chase is the Bodozier, and he'll chase him down from behind after about a 3-yard gain. Good job of stringing it out that time by Rogers and Hammond. Curtis Henley there as well. A gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. One of the teams that Mangum played this year, in fact played last Friday night, the Wildcats of Carnegie, I was noticing that they were confident that they wouldn't be playing late in the football season because they've got their homecoming basketball game scheduled for next Friday night at Hoop City. 2nd down here. They want to throw now. Now tucking and running is the quarterback, and boy, he'll get ripped. McKendrick made the 40 and then got thumped. Lee in on the stop. Mad Max as well, and that's a lot of body right there. Cray Manny helping out. A gain of maybe a yard. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 5. Debbie Rogers Anderson says, "Woo!" I hope I did that justice, Debbie.
I think that was probably, it sounded that's what I heard.
Okay, all right. 3rd down and 5. You've got to believe this is 4-down territory for Wilson, trailing 21-7 with 9:15 left in the half. They'll hand it off, and Coming up at the line of scrimmage is Adams. He'll get turned back. They are going to give him a couple of yards. Jackson Brooks came out of the pile with the football, but it had been whistled dead long ago. It'll be 4th down and 2.
Just got an update in Newcastle. Newcastle, a 21-7 lead over Altus at the moment.
Bulldogs taking on the Racers in a 5A matchup. And hoping that glow of last Friday night at Hightower Memorial would help Jeremy Reed's team tonight. But Racers, good ball club, tough place to play, Newcastle. So 4th down now and 3. Underneath center, McKendrick. Long snap count, I formation. Now he'll change the play. And now a timeout going to be taken. Timeout taken by Wilson. We'll take it with them. 8:22 left in the half. Mangum 21-7. 4th and 3 for the Eagles when you and I come back to the Liberty Bowl. Classic Hits 97.7.
Great Plains Bank of Mangum is proud to support the Mangum Tigers and the exciting fall sports season. Get ready to cheer on our local youth and enjoy all the thrilling activities our community thrives when we come together to celebrate and support our young athletes. When it comes to your banking needs, whether you're opening a new account, applying for a loan, or just seeking financial advice, our friendly team is here to help you every step of the way. Great Plains Bank, proudly serving our community with a smile. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
The law offices of Corey Kendall proudly support the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers. We're behind you all the way. Go Tigers! Corey Kendall, attorney at law, 122 North Oklahoma Avenue in Mangum.
So you've got a special shout out to give here.
Yeah, my daughter Trinity and her friend Kinsey watching at White Buffalo, cheering on the Tigers this evening.
A lot of locations for that organization.
Yeah,
Which one?
I think here at the North Main. I believe the North Main.
In Altus?
Yes.
All right. So 4th down and 3. Out of the timeout, Wilson with the football. Defense from Mangum trying to hold here and get it back. They lead 21-7. McKendrick back underneath center. I formation. Let's see if they go with a long snap count. They'll toss it to Miles. He tries to turn the corner. Mangum stretches it out and not going to get there. They turned him back. The bulldozer. Great job. We do have a penalty flag at the 40. It's going to be a chop block against Wilson. Mangum will deny that penalty. They denied them defensively, and the Tigers will get the football back. Hey, I want to say to our good friend Todd Gilpatrick, this Mangum team is fun to watch. Yes, they are, Todd. Helen Stickle on the road near Monroe, Louisiana, watching on her phone. And my goodness, I hope she's not behind the wheel. So it'll be 1st and 10 now for Mangum as they'll get their football back, leading 21-7. They get great field position again at the 39-yard line. And Helen, please tell me that you're a passenger and not driving the roads of Louisiana.
In the heads-up display.
Watching our broadcast. Laughlin going to keep it himself. He's got blockers out in front. 45 turns the corner. 50 still on his feet at the 45. Penalty flag will fly. And Laughlin going to get knocked out of bounds at about the 41. This one is going to come back. We've got either a block in the back or a hold out on the edge. Pappy Eugene Stover says, get her done. By the way, I know that I get excited, and I cannot help it because I'm such a huge fan. I want to tell you, the call of the touchdown pass that Gus Johnson made on Fox, Indiana, and Penn State was unbelievable, and it's one that I've replayed 100 times. He is one of the best in the business.
He gets a little excited.
Gus Johnson is good. So the holding penalty from the point of infraction, which was the 39, will take it back to the 29. It'll be 1st and long for Mangum. Line to make for a first down, the 49. Remy will send Caskey in motion. Now a screen pass back to the near side. Caught in all kinds of room out here for the big fella. That's Frazier. He's across the 50, 40, 30, down the near sideline, and finally run out of bounds at about the 21-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 20. Talon Frazier rumbling, bubbling, stumbling down the near sideline for big yardage. A 3:33 dental first down for Mangum inside the red zone. Oh, we love this kid, Talon Frazier.
You wonder what that 1st and 20 play is. There you go.
Perfect screenplay. Now they'll go back to the run and down the near sideline and getting pelted at about the 11-yard line as he went airborne was the tailback, Curtis Henley. But Henley, positive yardage. He'll get, let's see if they give him 7.
There's laundry on the field, right on the 20.
Okay. Mangum's got their hands on hips. While you dissect that, Kenneth Silk has checked in. Lynelda Bailey McDaniel, class of 65 alumni, watching from the heart of Oklahoma. She says that is Newcastle. Go Tigers. So the white hat coming to the near side to give us the call. And it will be a false start on Mangum. Wow.
False start, Mangum. I wonder what Coach thought about that one.
You can tell just by looking at him. Anita Piepmeyer Fisher watching my cousin, Mad Max, from Topeka, Kansas. And Deborah Gamble says, great game, Tigers. It's 1st and 15 now for Mangum. Clock stopped momentarily. 7:32 left in the half. Tigers on top, 21-7. Remy will get the play from the sideline. He's got a bunch formation here on the near side. 2 wide receivers up top. Laughlin now going to send a man in motion. That's Henley. Pop pass to Curtis. Cuts his up inside. Got the 20 and get spun down at about the 18-yard line. Good job by Henley. Made the catch on the pop pass. Put his foot in the ground and turned upfield to get positive yardage. You got the 5 back lost on the procedure call and a couple of more. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 7. Jerry Spears is checked in. He's watching from Mears, Oklahoma.
Also, Kristen Richards said, let's go Eagles. So thanks, Kristen, for checking in.
Wildcat formation now. That's Henley by himself. Curtis wants to run it to the right side. Got a convoy. Now cuts it back inside. Breaks a tackle. Met at the 5. Spins off that tackle and goes into the end zone. Curtis Henley would not be denied. Henley with the score. And Mangum has extended the lead after the 18-yard run. 6:38 left in the half. They lead now 27-7 with the extra point on the way.
Another yak run. Both of these teams have seen that, but the Mangum Tigers offense seeing it a little more this evening.
So the extra point now from Hammond. Derek, Mad Max the holder. 6:38 left in the half. Snap is good. The hold is true. The laces are away from the foot, and the kick is good. So with 6:38 left, oh, we do have a flag, don't we?
Right into the kicker.
All right, so this will more than likely be marked off against, and it is. Personal foul running into the kicker on Wilson, so it'll be marked off on the kickoff. Mangum leads it 28-7. 6:38 left in the half. We're Classic Hits 97.7.
Brick Company has been operating since the early 1900s. They're the largest private employer in Greer County. Mangum Brick is proud to support high school athletics radio broadcasts. And if you know of someone looking for work, always check with Mangum Brick, as they may be hiring.
Mangum Regional Medical Center proudly supports the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers. Here's to a healthy, winning season and a community that stands together. If you need us, find us at mangumregional.net.
So you're telling me that Brian Stowe is needing a weather report? Is that right?
He asked what the weather's like here. I'd say almost perfect for it's a November evening.
Well, it is November, the 14th day of. It's delightful, lovely, delicious. Oh, sell my clothes. I'm going to heaven. It's that pretty. So the personal foul will put the football at the 45-yard line of Wilson. And I would expect Derek Hammond just to bang this into the end zone. By the way, it was 33 years ago tonight that I took number one son Taylor Reed's mother to the hospital to begin the birthing process of him. He was born on November 15th, 1992. And I can tell you on that day, it was sunny and 80. My buddies were calling me saying, hey, Barnes, are we going to go play it off? And I said, I don't think so. I've got a little bambino that's being born this afternoon. So a day in advance, Taylor Reed, happy birthday to you, son. Love you, and I'm proud of you. End over end kick. Miles will field it at the 1. He's got the 10, 15, makes a move, and takes it across the 20 out to about the 22-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Wilson from there. Micah Hopper has joined us. Micah, good evening to you.
They're going to give him out all the way to the 24.
Wow. Well, he did push the pile forward. I guess I gave up on him. So Josh Reisner doing some research on the broadcast. He says that the near side referee is throwing a flag every third or fourth play.
All right. Now, is that going to mess up the over-under?
It could.
I mean,
he's got his tally sheet going on. 1st and 10, Mangum on top, 28-7, 6:31 left in the half. I formation. Handed off to the fullback, breaking tackles and spinning his way out to the 29-yard line will be Luke Gray. And boy, I tell you what, Luke Gray runs hard. I mean, all of their backs run hard. And again, you've got to stop them quickly, otherwise they're going to pound on you.
No arm tackles. No arm tackles tonight.
Macy Richardson is checked in. She wants everybody to know that Mad Max is my cousin. Let's go Tigers, cheering the big Tigers on in Carnegie, Oklahoma.
There you go.
Yeah, the home of Hoop City. So, I really wish that I could be at the Thanksgiving and Christmas celebrations with his family. And I would like to have $1 every time it's referred to as Mad Max at those dinners. You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh, look out. Miles across the 35, makes a move 40. He's at the 50, 45, inside the 40 and down to the 38-yard line. Finally dragged down from behind by Diego Tellis. Missy Clough, who's winning? Mangum, 28-7. Thanks for asking.
Larry and Christy Malaske say, mighty, mighty Mangum Tigers. They're watching from Nowata. Farland Diddy said those Tigers are not to be played with. Class of 74-75 watching and listening in Ardmore.
Your friend Jonna has checked in. There you go. 1st and 10 now, inside Mangum territory at the 39. Turn around, hand it off to Adams. He's got a big hole left side. He'll pick up the first out and more across the 30, inside the 30, down to the 26-yard line. So back-to-back big-time runs by this group from Wilson, and they will not go quietly into the good night with 5:08 left in the first half of play, trailing 28-7, but on the move. By the way, Jonna and company up there in Edmond this evening. Jonna, I was in Edmond for a brief amount of time on Monday nights that turned into Tuesday morning at the office. If you've ever wondered if we sleep at the office, the answer is no. Again, handoff to Adams, and he'll just run right up the middle of the field and go 10 yards before anybody puts a hand on him. He'll pick up a first down inside the 15. Well, they'll mark him right at the 15, 1st and 10. Rosanna Dye. Let's go Mangum Tigers. Well, that defense getting tested again. Had a couple of turnovers, and they've taken advantage of a botched punt. Scored on 2 of those 3 turnovers. Did someone order one up right about now? 1st and 10. Miles back in there. He'll go left side. Gets a block. And he'll get tackled from behind. Cooper Kerbo in on the stop. Mad Max there, along with the Bulldozer. A gain of 2. 2nd down and 8.
4:07 left in this first half.
Say good evening to Kyle Mullins is checked in. Let's go, boys. So 2nd down and 8. Great crowd on hand. I don't think we needed to tell you that. You've listened to them in full throat this evening, and we love having them here.
Some more throated than others.
2nd down and 8. Mason Hoppengardner is checked in. Hello, big man. Hand off to the fullback, Luke Gray, and you're trying to arm tackle him. It won't work. He spins away, and he runs over 3 Mangum defenders. Ball came free late. Mangum got it! Great job by the Tigers as Luke Gray running hard, but got stripped of the football. And I believe that was Cray Manny who came away with it. It may have been Manny. It may have been Frazier. Those 2 were in there. Frazier running hard that time, but then getting stripped was Luke Gray, and Mangum will get it back. They'll have it 1st and 10 at their 4.
How many times have you seen it trying to make something a little too much?
And I believe I had ordered that turnover a moment ago.
About 2 plays ago.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Mangum from the 4. Empty backfield here. Remy wants to throw, does. Caught by Zeke. Makes a move with the 10, and he's run out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. They said he stepped out at the 15. One-on-one matchup out there on the edge, and he's going to win that every time. Isaiah Gibson is giving Zeke 10 yards worth of cushion because he knows that Rogers can run right by him and go over the top for a big ball. You see that same setup. It's in about a 6-yard gap now. Laughlin does want to go upstairs, and it's going to be too tall for Zeke. Zeke trying to set up the defender that time and came off the line of scrimmage not at full speed and had a little hesitation, then kicked it into gear, but ball too tall. Remy over the top, 2nd down and 10. They have been setting up that play. Miles was down there on the double team trying to help out that time with Gibson. But again, Gibson, he's on an island out there. Miles now going to come over and try to take that play away from Rogers. So they'll run it. Curtis to the 20, 25, gets a block, 30, down the far sideline, spun down at the 35. It'll be a 3:33 dental first down for Mangum. Looking for any yellow flags on that dormant.
It's been at least 4 plays.
Okay. Yeah, the way they're reacting, there's a flag out there somewhere. Couldn't find it on the Bermuda, but it's going to get marked off in an area where there is either a hold or a block of the back because it's a spot foul.
Came from the far side that time.
So it sets up a 2nd down and 10, essentially. Helen Stickle. Go Tigers. Great game. Tom Spence is checked in as well. So 2nd down and 12. Yeah, they took it 2 yards behind where they had originally stopped. 2nd and 12. So Henley in the backfield now. No, that's Manny instead. They're going to get Cray. He moved. Cray was leaning before the ball was snapped, and that'll be 5 yards called on Mangum. Which, I got to tell you, it's a break. I mean, I know it's going to be 2nd down and about 17, but that pass was intended for Diego. He was not going to make the catch, and that would have resulted in a 3rd down, and it doesn't. So you get the play over. Now they're going to bring in Curbo. They're going to bring in the Bulldozer into the quarterback position. Cooper starts out underneath center. They'll break out of that formation and do. So Bo in the backfield. He'll fake the handoff to Henley and go behind Curtis, trying to pick up yardage. He's got the 10, 11, and maybe the 12. Sam Powers furious. I think he felt like that there was a face mask on that play, and I don't know that he's incorrect. Sam was, you don't see him really get that angry with the officials that often, but boy, he did that time. Came storming down the line.
3rd and 13.
So he gained the 5 back that they lost. It'll be 3rd down and about a dozen. Daryl Oldham, go Tigers. Jill Elrod is checked in. Hello, Jill. Good to have you alongside my friend Josh Reisner. Let's talk more about Dirk. He's the legend. And a timeout going to be taken by Sam. He is still furious. I think at his club and at the officials. 2:10 left in the half. Mangum 28-7. Back after this. Classic Hits 97.7.
The Mangum Tag Agency at 108 East Pierce in Mangum for all your vehicle tag and registration needs. Driver's license, ID renewals, including CDL or Add Real ID. We now offer initial issuance and out-of-state driver's license and ID transfers. And we issue Pike Pass. For fast, friendly customer service, come see Tom, Cynthia, or Adam. We're here for you. Check us out online at mangumtag.com. For tag renewals and more information, phone 580-782-3004. The Mangum Tag Agency says, go Tigers.
If you need some welding done or a metal building built, then call Rocky Caskey. Rocky has built metal buildings in southwest Oklahoma for more than 15 years. Carports, patio covers, building large or small, Rocky Caskey does them all. Don't settle for less. Get the best building for your money. Call Rocky Caskey at 580-471-8282. That's 471-8282. Rocky supports high school sports.
3rd and 13 coming out of the timeout. Mangum with the football. Laughlin, screen pass back the other way, caught by Curtis. He's got the 25, 15, 20, still on his feet, gets a block to the 25, got the first down, 30, 35 to the 40, 45, and runs out of bounds there. The first down going to be picked up, and I don't see Laundry this time. Going into the play, I was going to say either we see the inside handoff, the reverse, or a screen play, and got the screen pass.
That would have been a good call on your behalf.
So the first down, 3:33 Dental first down, takes it all the way out to the 45-yard line of Mangum. Laughlin by himself, wants to fire, does, pass. Nearest man was Coulter Webb, but it's incomplete. It'll be second down and 10. That one kind of thrown into no man's land. Running a streak up the sidelines was Zeke Rogers.
150 left in this first half.
And again, trying to stay with him
Mangum on top, 28-7.
is Isaiah. And I think he's starting to cramp up a little bit, Isaiah Gibson. Laughlin going to roll here on the near side. Got time. Got a blocker. He'll pick up positive yardage across the 45 out to about the 47-yard line.
They want it.
Yeah. And again, Sam looking for a face mask. And you can see Remy's helmet cattywampus there.
It doesn't get there on its own.
Coulter Webb having a conversation as well, saying, look, my guy, he doesn't normally look out of his ear hole at the end of a play. Can you help a man out here? So a gain of 3. The natives getting restless down below us. Second down and 7. Minute 13 left in the first half of play. Mangum trying to end it at 28-7 lead. Laughlin in the backfield by himself. He'll roll, gets a block, has all kinds of room, can run if he wants to. Going to throw instead, got a man open, that's Webb. Coulter the catch, and the touchdown! Coulter Webb from 452 yards away! Laughlin over the top, and Coulter, the senior, with the score! Welcome to the broadcast, just in time for that. Megan Mills, good to have you alongside, kid. And again, I'm going to say that Remington had all kinds of room to run out there. He was close to going past the line of scrimmage, but then threw a bomb caught by Coulter for the score. And with 57 seconds left in the half, Mangum leads it 34-7 with the extra point on the way. Derek Hammond. Kick is on the way, and it is up, and it is good. 57 seconds left in the half. Mangum 35, Wilson 7. Classic Hits 97.7.
Sovereign Bank is your bank of choice. Sovereign Bank is a proud supporter of the Mangum Tiger Athletics. Supporting our schools and athletic programs is a top priority. Hear us roar, go Tigers. We're cheering you on all season long. Sovereign Bank, empowering our youth with the freedom to dream. Sovereign Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Folks in Mangum know what to do when they need to quench a thirst, curb a hunger attack, or cool down with an ice cream. They just make the Loop at 918 North Lewis Tittle in Mangum. The Loop, supporting the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers.
If you enjoy West...
So just before the touchdown pass, had some Wilson Eagle fans checking into the broadcast from Lone Grove. Is that right?
Yeah, Charlene Nevers said they're watching from Lone Grove, cheering on the Wilson Eagles. Said, don't give up, boys, fight, fight, fight. So glad to hear from some Eagles fans as well this evening.
Folks in Carter County checking out the broadcast tonight. Thank you for joining us.
What's number 8?
So it'll be Mangum to kick now. Late in this first half of play, 35-7. You know, this is a tight ball game, or it seems like it's a tight ball game. And then you look up at the scoreboard, it's a 4-touchdown difference. Remember, at one point, 7-6 was the lead for Wilson. 35-7 now. Derek kick here on the near side, fielded by Adams at the 15. He's got the 20, that's Gray. 25 still on his feet, it's a 40, 45, and great tackle by Derek Hammond at about the 48-yard line of Mangum to save a touchdown down the far sideline.
I think that flag, it looks like calling a hold on the receiving team.
And it is holding. You are correct, sir. Mangum fans with a bit of a derisive cheer there. I don't know if how many of you paid attention to it during that timeout in between the touchdown and the kickoff? But Sam Powers spent some time with the officials looking for an explanation, because it appeared from up here and just about everywhere else on the Mangum side that there were 2 different times that face masks were grabbed of Mangum runners, and there were no calls. By the way, how about that drive of 96 yards?
That is imposing your will, just like we've been talking so far.
You're exactly right. So see if they can hold here and close out the half. 49 seconds left, 35-7 they lead. Wilson wants to throw. Nope, it'll be a handoff instead on the draw. Mangum had none of it. Yes, great job on that interior. The bulldozer in on the stop. Shane Lee helping out as well.
Miles on the run.
And Miles, we'll give him a couple on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8. It's 25 seconds in running in the first half of play, and you would think that Wilson, who has tried 1 pass on the night, will simply let the clock run out here. Toss sweep near side, going to run the reverse, and a good job of staying at home is Derrick. He'll turn it back inside. Good move out of the open field, and finally run out of bounds inside Mangum territory at about the 45-yard line. Will go the wide receiver, Isaiah Gibson. We talked about Gibson on the defensive side, but Isaiah, who looked like he was suffering from some cramps, chasing Zeke Rogers all over the field, did a good job that time on the reverse, and he took it to the 47 officially of Mangum. But again, Derek Hammond did a good job of turning that play back inside, or it would have been a lot worse.
He said, "Not so fast, Mr. Barnes." Not so fast.
Oh, you're so right about that. So this will be, unless there is a defensive foul, the final play of the half. 35-7. I love it. Diego still looking for that 7th interception of the year. Match up here on the near side. McKendrick going to throw. Does. Pass is incomplete. And getting a piece of it was Diego. 2 seconds left in the half. Gives me time to say that Karen Snipes Duggan, watching while en route to Tuscaloosa. Class of 56 alums Jim Snipes and Ed Gilner, watching from above in front row seats. No men were more proud of their hometown than those two. Go Tigers. And I'm glad she explained the dynamics of how they were watching as they were driving to Tuscaloosa. Thank you, Karen. We appreciate that.
We were worried about that heads-up display.
Kate Wildman Hamilton has checked into the broadcast. Final timeout of the half going to be taken here by Wilson. It comes with 2 seconds left in the half. Mangum leading 35-7. Coming up at halftime, we'll have a chance to go around the state, get you caught up on scores. And specifically, we'll be checking in on Fairland and Wewoka. The winner of that ball game gets the winner of this one. If it's Mangum that wins the ball game, then one of those 2 schools will have to travel to the Liberty Bowl next week. So a timeout here, and if you're the Mangum defensive gurus, you're simply saying to your kids, look, nobody behind you. Just keep them in front. If they get 40 yards, I don't care. That doesn't get them in the end zone, and the half will come to an end.
Exactly. And do you really expect? What do you expect from Wilson?
I would think
something short and maybe a couple of pitches or something.
Yeah, I was just going to say. I think they're probably going to go into their bag of tricks, because Alex McKendrick is not the kind of kid that can get up there and throw a howitzer. He's not going to be able to throw it 50 yards in the air. Janice Tice is checked in. Hello, Janice. Remember, Mangum will get the ball to begin the third period of play. Kind of unusual. Most of the year they have gotten the kickoff to begin the ball game. So McKendrick going to hand the football off. We'll get a penalty flag that will fly, and Adams will get knocked off his feet at about the 42-yard line. Cooper Curbo on the stop. We'll get a penalty. It's going to be on the offense. Holding, and Mangum will decline, and the half will come to an end. So Mangum on top as we go to the half. 35 for the Tigers, 7 for the Eagles. Halftime coming up. Mangum leads at 35-7. Our halftime brought to us by Cattleman's Bank, and we return after this on Classic Hits 97.7.
Western home decor, then this message is for you. Western Traditions store in Mangum is packed from wall to wall with nice Western furniture selections for your entire home. Western Traditions has a store-wide 20% off sale now through Christmas. This gigantic sale includes all furniture and accessories, many just perfect for Christmas gifting. Find Western Traditions on the west side of the square in downtown Mangum. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 6.
TCLC is a family-owned 5-star daycare center that has been caring for children for over 45 years. The owners of Tiger Cub are proud to serve the Mangum area and support the Mangum Lady Tigers and Tigers on the radio and streaming. Tiger Cub Learning Center says,
Triad Home Health in Mangum is locally owned and offers nursing, physical therapy, occupational, wound care, IV therapy, and more. All administered by people who go above and beyond for you. Phone Triad Home Health today at 580-782-5800. That's 782-5800.
Are you ready to take the next step towards your degree? Reach Higher is Oklahoma's degree completion program designed just for you. At Western Oklahoma State College, we make it easy to finish your associate's degree with flexible options that fit your busy life. Choose from online classes to face-to-face learning or a mix of both. Don't wait. Enrollment is open now. Visit WOSC.edu or call us at 580-477-2000 and start reaching higher today.
At 333 Dental Care, we're all smiles for our hometown teams. We're proud to cheer on the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers this season. Go Tigers! Bring home the win!
And they're trying to bring home the win here at the Liberty Bowl at the half, leading 35-7. Cattleman's Bank with our halftime. Thank you for joining us. And Mangum striking quickly. Botched kickoff return attempt by Wilson gave Mangum a short field of about 36 yards, and one play in, Curtis Henley took it to the house. Mangum led 6-0. The extra point was no good. Ball sailed a little bit, and we think probably the laces were facing the foot of Derek Hammond, and so it was 6-0. Wilson then marched down the field, scored a touchdown, kicked the extra point, and they actually led 7-6. But Mangum countered quickly, taking advantage of turnovers and short fields and getting it done. And at the half, they lead comfortably 35-7 as Gracie Holt has checked into the broadcast. Gracie, good to have you alongside. So again, the winner of this one will play next week against the winner of Wewoka and Fairland, and we're going to check scores for you here in a moment. Got a little bit burned last week, Brody Smith over there at Cash. Got burned a little bit last week counting on scores from Squirtle, and no knock on Squirtle because they're good folks, but at one point they had Wilson beating Hilton like 60-30, and then the next thing it was 31-30, and then in the end we found out that Hilton beat Wilson, and that's why Wilson is here tonight. So we'll make sure that we take the scores from Squirtle with a grain of salt, as they say. Not taking this with a grain of salt. Mangum on top, 35-7. Our halftime continues after this timeout. It's brought to you by Cattleman's Bank, and we return to the Liberty Bowl on Classic Hits 97.7.
And feed on the corner of Highway 283 and 19 is your certified Firestone tire dealer and a proud supporter of the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers. When you need tires, we're specialty trained and equipped to take care of you. Lyle Shaw and his crew at Blair Tire and Feed wish the Tigers lots of luck in today's game, and always remember, play smart, play safe, play hard, and play with pride. And good luck from everyone at Blair Tire and Feed on the corner of Highway 283 and 19 in Blair, Oklahoma.
Hey, all you Tiger fans, it's game time. This is Jacob Gilner from Cattleman's Bank, member FDIC. We are thrilled and ready for live Mangum Tiger and Lady Tiger action on the field and court this season. Let's pack the stands and cheer loud. Cattleman's Bank is full of school spirit. Go Tigers.
Attention Mangum Tigers. Are you ready to show your Tiger pride? This is Lori Laughlin from Cattleman's Bank, member FDIC. At our bank, we are always geared up and ready to cheer the Tigers and Lady Tigers on to victory. You can count on us to wear the brightest orange and black. We'll see you at the games.
When you need auto repairs, save money and get it done right at Dwayne's Auto in Mangum. Dwayne's fixes flats, does brake jobs, turns rotors, alignments, that all-important air conditioning work, and general auto repair. If your car or truck isn't right, just head to Dwayne's Auto at 1205 North Lewis Tittle in Mangum. Call 782-5151. That's 782-5151. Mangum Tiger proud.
Big 96-yard drive to end the half for Mangum. And a 52-yard catch for Coulter Webb. The final nail in the coffin to end the half. And Mangum leads it 35-7. And again, they trailed at one point 7-6. If things hold true, and again, we've got another half to go here. They've got another half to go at Fairland. But it would be Fairland and the Owls coming to the Liberty Bowl next Friday night. At the half, Fairland in front of Wewoka, 27-0. 27-0, that score at the half. Fairland in front of Wewoka. And again, that would be the winner of that ball game would come to Mangum if the Tigers can win this ball game here tonight. Elsewhere at the half, Healdton and Texoma in a good one. It's expected 20-13. Healdton in front of Texoma at the half as they play on the Bulldog home field. This is one that, if it is accurate, raises some eyebrows. Southwest Covenant at the half leading Kanawha 21-16. 21-16, that score. Now, and again, we went to Covenant in early October. They were tough early on. Mangum wound up winning that ball game 35-7. But the Patriots holding serve with Kanawha at the half. It's 21-16. Southwest Covenant on top. Elsewhere, Talahina is leading at the half in front of Ketchum, 30-8. The score there. Talahina in everybody's poll is number one. Mangum in number two in most of those polls. And number three is Thomas, who's getting all they can handle tonight from Ringling. They have gone to the third quarter, and the Terriers leading Ringling 12-6. That is a third quarter score. Thomas in front of Ringling, 12-6. Elsewhere in A2, we can tell you that this is a little bit of a surprise as well. Woodland leads Allen 18-6. 18-6, that score. They have gone to the third quarter in that one. And Allen trailing in that ball game. They were the favorite in the contest. We'll move down to A1, where the Hobart Bearcats are playing tonight. They are on the road. That ball game along the Fox Radio Network. And I guess Chad hadn't checked in with any scoring updates for you throughout the evening, which normally he does a pretty good job. And my score now not loading. There it does. Okay, we just had to wait simply long enough for that to occur. But at the beginning of the third quarter, Fairview leading Hobart 19-0. 19-0. Fairview leading that one. Robert Bernard, the son of Frank Bernard, who coached at Hollis forever, and now his grandson, Mad Max Richardson, is playing here for the Mangum Tigers. Never had to play a ball game at a different field with only seconds remaining, as Robert did last week, and we told you about the Yellow Jackets and Cashin and that wild finish there. But again, Fairview in front of Hobart 19-0. They have gone to the third quarter. Elsewhere in A1 play, no surprise here, Tonkawa in front of Haskell 40-0. Pawhuska over Panama 32-0. Hooker leads Frederick 28-14. That's at the half. Pacola in front of Pawnee 16-6. Number one, Rejoice Christian by 7 over Morrison 21-14. Sayre at the intermission trailing Wynnewood 20-6. Cashin leads Minco 7-3. And again, that is a halftime score. See if we can't get checked in now with some 8-man football action. And earlier this week, some of the pregame or the pre-week predictions, if you will, in the Oklahoman. And one of the teams that is a dark horse team for them on a Class B level, the Hollis Tigers. So we'll check in and see how the Tigers are doing. I have told you all season long, don't sleep on that team from Hollis in southwest Oklahoma. They have played tough all year long, and they lead Pioneer in the third midway through. Tigers 24-6 over Pioneer. Waurika leads Oklahoma Bible 8-6. That is in the third quarter. It's Quinton over Drumright 30-6 at halftime. Dewar has beaten Foyle 54-6, 54-6. Also, the 45-point rule for Laverne as they shut out Central High 50-0. Caddo leads Depew, Pepe Depew, 53-6. For those of you who like Bugs Bunny cartoons, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, my sweet, come give me a kiss. Keota trailing Yale 24-0. Pond Creek Hunter in front of Empire 12-0. That is B1 play. And again, Hollis out in front of Pioneer in the third quarter in that one. It is a 24-6 ball game. Pioneer trailing Hollis in the third period of play. We'll step down to B2, see if we can't get an update there. And again, I guess there's so much internet activity going on here that it's slow. You've got it? You've got Class C. So if I can get B1 to load up while you're telling me about Class C scores, I'll listen closely. Well, I've got it here. All right, I've got it for you now. Coyle in front of Copan, 20-6. Waukomis leads Weber's Falls, 22-8. Waletka all over Shattuck, 34-8 at the half. O'Keene leading Wetumpka, 38-6. Cyril over Boys City, 12-8. That's at the half. Cherokee has beaten Arcoma, 46-0. That is a final. Sealing shuts out Strother, 50-0. And it's Covington Douglas leading Wilson of Henrietta, 20-8. They have gone to the fourth quarter. Give me those Class C scores.
All right, from around the area, first off, Mountain View Gotebo coming in as the number 3 seed. A 7-2 record on the season. They lead at the half over Balco Forgan, 38-6. Also from the region, number 4, Tipton at the half, leading 16-6 over Tyrone. Let's see. Elsewhere, we've got Sassaquah leading over South Coffeyville 18-8. That is at the half. The final, Medford over Bowlegs 53-0. Number 1, Ryan leading at the half 22-8 over Sharon Mutual. It is Maysville 28-22 lead over Oaks at the half. Timberlake leading Geary at the half 30-22. And in the second quarter, Maud leading Blue Jacket 26-20.
I wonder how many people listening to the broadcast remember the TV series Maude with B. Arthur.
Yeah.
They all equate B. Arthur with the Golden Girls, but she was on Maude first. All right, 5A scores. Newcastle handling Altus tonight, 42-14. That ball game set to go to the half. Newcastle in front of Altus, 42-14. Elsewhere in Class 5A play, wow, Lawton Mark flexing their muscles, playing on campus. I think that's cool. They lead Noble 50-0 at the half, 50-0. Bit of a surprise here. It's Claremore in front of Coweta, 28-19. Coweta came in as the number 7 team in Class 5A. Pryor in front of Bishop Kelly, 25-14. Pryor leads Bishop Kelly. Carl Albert, 28-0 lead over Duncan at the half. And Matt Terry, our friend from Altus, he knew he'd have his hands full against the Titans, and certainly that's the case. 28-0. Del City at the half in front of Booker T. Washington, 14-0. 14-0 the score there. And what has to be the best game in 5A, and it's a shame that it's a first-round ball game. Bishop McGinnis in front of Guthrie, 28-14. 28-14 the score there. One other one to pass along to you. McAllister and Collinsville are tied at 7. That ball game has gone to the half. Do you have any other scores to pass along to us?
That was it.
Okay. See if I can't get 4A loaded up, because Elk City, along with Elgin, Clinton, and Weatherford all playing tonight. And boy, I tell you what, that Clinton thing, whoo, what a debacle that turned out to be for the Red Tornadoes. Weatherford leading Blanchard in the third, 13-7. Eagles on top of Blanchard. Tuttle all over Clinton, 44-6. That is in the third quarter. Broken Bow leads Wagner, 43-14. Cushing over Hilldale, 35-21. Dandy going on at 80 tonight. They and Fort Gibson are tied at 20 at the intermission. Elgin, the defending state champion, no surprise here. They lead Bethany 28-0 at the half. It's Elk City trailing Ardmore 21-14 at the intermission. 21-14, Tigers on top. And Grove in front of Salisaw, 21-0 the score there. I mentioned the situation, and I don't know if you heard about this or not, but I mentioned the situation going on with Clinton. The Oklahoma Secondary Schools Athletics Activities Association, the board of directors, unanimously voted earlier this week requiring Clinton to forfeit their football game against Douglas last week. In a 14-0 vote, the board made its decision during its meeting on Wednesday. The game in question, a 48-16 Clinton win last Friday night, but an ineligible third-string freshman kicker played for 7 seconds. Ineligible players are not allowed to suit up, and Clinton self-reported the issue before the OSSAA made its decision, which had a major impact on the final district standings, and therefore the Class 4A playoff picture before the issue was raised was Clinton set to host Blanchard. But as we told you earlier, Clinton traveling to Tuttle, the number 2 team in the state, expected to play Elgin in the state title in 4 weeks. Meantime, Weatherford hosting Blanchard.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
Wow.
That is, you wonder how something like that might occur. One last thing I want to pass along before we go to one final break before the second half gets underway, and our halftime is brought to us by Cattleman's Bank. But coming up on November 22nd, over in Lawton, our network station, The Breeze, will be part of the Holiday Parade.
Yeah.
It is set to get underway at 6:30 next Saturday night, and again, that's the 22nd, at the Mall, 2nd Street, Ferris, Elmer Thomas Park area. And you'll be able to see that, they'll live stream that on the Breeze Facebook page.
Yeah, they'll have it on there and also on 99.5.
But again, you might want to go and check that out in person because that sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Our bosses, the Fox Squared, part of a Veterans Day activity that took place. And I actually saw Shelley carrying the American flag, and Chad was the DJ on spot, and people were coming up and throwing money at him and asking for autographs, and he was replaying the stacks with the wax, the platters that matter, as he was doing his best Wolfman Jack.
I thought you were going to say he was playing that funky music, white boy.
Well, and he might have done that. He could have done a little Wild Cherry while he was there as well. At the intermission, Mangum out on top, 35-7, looking to come back and have a week number 12 bowl game right here at the Liberty Bowl. Second half is coming up. We invite you to stick and stay on Classic Hits 97.7.
Lone Wolf and Hobart.
Granite Drug Company is now delivering to Hobart, Lone Wolf, Granite, and Mangum. Granite Drug Company is a complete pharmacy ready to fill and deliver your prescriptions. And it's easy to get switched. Just call 580-535-2130 or visit our store at 316 North Main in Granite. Granite Drug Company has an ice cream fountain open all day and lunches from 11 to 2. Health and beauty products and selection of gifts. Granite Drug Company is here for you.
Greer County Farm Bureau agents Mickey Lively and Rod Calhoun support high school sports. Mickey and Rod offer insurance for property, auto, casualty, life, commercial, and crop insurance. They're ready to serve you at 231 North Oklahoma in Mangum. Call 580-782-3827.
Greer Funeral Home proudly supports the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers. We're wishing our team's strength, teamwork, and success all season long. Serving Greer County since 1923. Phone 480-2111.
In Bloom Flowers and Gifts is proud to sponsor Mangum Tiger Games. The new In Bloom Flowers and Gifts offers a big selection of Tiger Pride items. Make some noise, Tiger fans, and show your pride with spirit items. In Bloom Flowers and Gifts, right in the corner with the right Tiger Pride.
Ashley Slayton and Catherine Webb, certified family nurse practitioners, and the rest of the friendly faces at the JCMH Family Care Clinic in Mangum treat all ages, children through adults. This means we are all yours for well child exams, annual checkups, as well as those illnesses that can hit us. We also do management of chronic illnesses like asthma, diabetes, and high blood pressure. Same-day appointments are usually available. At the JCMH Family Care Clinic in Mangum, call 782-3393 for appointments.
Hi, Mangum Tiger fans. This is Jill Grauman with RE/MAX Property Place. If you need to buy or sell a property or a home in Mangum or anywhere in Greer County, just call me at 580-706-0259. You'll see lots of my signs around town because I get the results for my clients. I say, go Mangum Tigers.
Jill Grauman, RE/MAX Property Place. Always here, always helping.
As we get ready for the third period of play, Wendy and David Stover watching from Edmond on YouTube. Amy Carter, you're right. Max Preps says 27-0 Fairland out on top. And the kickoff underway for the third quarter of play. Fielded by Mangum across the 25 to the 30 and maybe to the 31-yard line. Nice return there by the tailback Mason Mitchell. That'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Paula Lively always coming through with her great graphics. Talking about the Tigers moving the ball. Micah Hopper and Jill Elrod joining us for the third quarter.
1st and 10, leading this from 35-7.
So Mangum will get it 1st and 10 at their own 30, leading 35-7 as we begin this third period of play. Mangum moving from right to left on your listening and or viewing device. Their black tops with the white pants and white numerals. Deep handoff here to Curtis Henley, bobbing and weaving, and now just simply trying to eke out as much as he can, and he'll get 3. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 7. Curtis has broken a couple of big runs here this evening and tried to jump out of the pack there, but couldn't get it done. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Kind of surprised Mangum didn't go up top to go with a stack formation here on the near side with 2 wide receivers. And they'll hand it off to Henley. Curtis, that time a big hole on the right side. He'll take it across the 40 out to the 42, and that'll be a 3:33 dental 1st down. That was easy that time for Curtis Henley. Big hole here on the near side, and he just matriculated down the field for the 1st down. Mangum going tempo now. Laughlin wants to fire, does, pass caught, and that'll be a gain of close to a 1st down as Parker made the catch, and I think he thought he was going to get shoved out of bounds, but he kept moving up the field, and he will get a 3:33 dental 1st down. Good job by Mason to stay with that play.
Never stopped.
Defender kind of gave up on him and got that 1st down. So again, Mangum with the tempo. Laughlin, he'll hand it off to Henley. Curtis near side breaks it across the 45 and spun down at about the 42-yard line. Boy, he was an eyelash away from taking it to the house. Nice open field tackle that time by the quarterback on the offensive side, McKendrick, who plays in the defensive backfield for Wilson. 10:45 and running in the third. Mangum trying to end that lead. This time it's Cray Manny on the right side, and Cray, he just north and south. He just puts his foot in the ground, and he'll come after you, and he'll pick up a 1st down, a 3:33 dental 1st down. And Mangum, when we talk about imposing the will, and right now the offensive line is just whipping the guys across the line of scrimmage. Big Ugly's getting after it. Back to Manning. Cray tries to break it to the outside, and he'll be slung down. Grabbed by his shoulder pad, and he maybe picked up a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Cray not happy about the tackle that time. Frustrated as he thought he was going to bounce it to the outside. So 2nd down and 9. Cray will stay in the backfield. Zeke here on the near side. Boy, he's got a big cushion. Clayton is in the slot. 2nd and 9. Laughlin wants to throw. He's got all kinds of time. Now flushed, and he'll get sacked back at about the 40-yard line. First time we have seen pressure tonight from the Eagles. And a good job by the big fella in the middle of the field that time, Reese Moore, with the quarterback sack, and Mangum will face a 3rd down at about 15. 9:35 and running in the third quarter of play. Remy that time got away from the initial rush, but then turned back into it and had nowhere to go. Manny still in the backfield in the pistol. Clayton in motion. They'll hand it off to Cray. Butts it to the outside. 35-30. Gets a block. 25. Down the near sideline. He'll stay in bounds and dive for the end zone and not get there. They shoved him out of bounds at the 2. Good job by Cray Manny to tightrope down the near sideline after he turned the corner. So Mangum able to get it done on 3rd down and long, something that they have done throughout the evening. You say Cray stepped out officially at the 3. It'll be first and goal from there. A 3:33 Dental first down inside the Sovereign Bank red zone. Manny gets the handoff, and Cray kind of ran into his own guys. The big uglies, Aiden Augustine and company, were laying down in front of him, and Cray fell into him.
Get out of my way.
So second down and 3. Second and goal from the 3. Mangum leading 35-7 with 8:50 left here in the third quarter of play. Cray again the handoff, kind of slow developing, and no gain on the play. Well, they'll give him the 1. Okay, so third down and a yard and a half for a touchdown. But you can tell Remy frustrated. The play slow to develop the last 2 times. I'd be surprised if Laughlin didn't keep it himself right here. Manny in the pistol formation. Third down, yard and a half. And they'll hand it off to Cray. No, Laughlin will keep it, and he'll score the touchdown. What a collision, though. Well, I tell you what, great sleight of hand that time. It looked like it was handed off to Manny. Cray took a tremendous shot as he went into the hole, checking to see who it was. That was Miles, wasn't it? Braxton Miles, who just absolutely rocked Manny. And everybody in the house thought that Cray had the football. Meantime, Remy scampers in from a yard and a half away, and Mangum on top by a score of 41-7. Cray to his feet. Boy, he's a tough kid. He is a raw-boned tough kid. Took one right to the old breadbasket, as they used to say in wrestling parlance. And he's getting the praise of his teammates as though he scored the touchdown. But again, because of that fake and that shot that he took, Laughlin able to just simply walk into the end zone for the score.
You did call it, though. I'm going to give you credit. You did call it.
It was set up. I mean, you could kind of see it coming. And Remy, the thing that sells that is the mesh between he and Manny.
Yeah.
I mean, he stuck it in his belly and then pulled it out at the right time. The collision and the score. And the extra point going to be blocked.
No good.
8:14 left here in the third. 41-7. Mangum on top. And we will keep it right here because that collision brings Vince Lombardi to mind. And those that are watching on Saturday who don't know who Vince Lombardi is, please look him up. Well, yeah, he's an icon when it comes to football. Won some national championships and won the first 2 Super Bowls, in fact, coaching the Green Bay Packers. But he once said that football is not a contact sport. Football is a collision sport.
That sounds right.
Dancing is a contact sport. Vince Lombardi said that years ago, and Cray Manny certainly will give an amen to the congregation on that after that collision a moment ago.
Sovereign Bank.
Probably if you will YouTube or whatever, however you find your videos, if you TikTok them or whatever. But if you go to Vince Lombardi, you'll probably, one of the more famous Vince Lombardi clips, he's on the sidelines. It's cold in Green Bay. He's wearing a full-length coat. He's got a chapeau on, and he says, "What the hell's going on around here?" That is one of his iconic moments caught on NFL films.
That's the one I always think of.
Yeah. So after the blocked extra point, 41-7, Derek, high end over end kick, fielded at about the 20 by Adams. Adams got to the 25-30, still on his feet. He's got the 40 down the far sideline. Derek giving chase. He'll cut inside of him, and Adams will take it all the way down to the 32-yard line of Mangum. So the kicking game has been suspect here this evening, as Wilson has had some nice returns, that one included. They'll have excellent field position, trailing 41-7 with 8:06 left here in period number 3. Vince Lombardi, the Packers won a national championship the year before they started the Super Bowl. So they won the NFL championship that year, and then they played the Chiefs in the first Super Bowl, won that 35-10, played the Raiders in the second Super Bowl, and I think that one was 33-16. Now on the carry here, and great job inside on the defense that time. Nowhere to go and nowhere to hide that time for Luke Gray. And Big A was right in the middle of that one. Aiden Augustine, he just simply swallowed that one up by himself. He got help from Trey Williams, and he got help from Cooper Curbo, but that was Big A on that one.
Just a gain of 1.
Go ahead.
Just a gain of 1 on the play.
2nd down and 9 as Bray Woodruss has joined the broadcast. And again, this is not a football team that throws the football in Wilson, so definitely tough for them to come back trailing as big as they are. And Cray Manny gave a little bit back to the Wilson running back that he took a moment ago as he came in from his linebacker position to stifle the running back that time. That time it was Bobby Adams, and Adams lost a yard. Actually lost 2. It'll be 3rd down and 11. And again, if you're that defensive line for Mangum, I think probably there was some sort of motivation that took place at halftime with them. They have shown it here to begin the 3rd quarter.
Brian Stowe does mention, how about that end zone paint tonight?
So keeping it on the ground, and again, nowhere to go. Better tackling here in this 3rd quarter for Mangum. Is trying to back his way across the line of scrimmage with Luke Gray, and Gray had nowhere to go. Trey Williams is there. Cooper Curbo gets off the pile, and Aiden Augustine too, so it'll be 4th down. 4th down and 10. They gave him a yard on the play. Teresa Williams says, we're watching from Yukon. Go Tigers. Michael Scott Augustine has joined us for the second half, as has Robert Crawford. So 4th down and 10 now. Ball just inside the 30-yard line for Wilson. Remember, they had that great kick return after the Mangum touchdown, but the defense has been there for Mangum the first 3 plays. Rolling out here on the near side, McKendrick wants to throw, does, pass. Oh, in and out of the hands of our main man, number 7, Diego Tallis. Diego had number 7 picked off there, and he couldn't hold on. Mangum will get it on downs. It'll be 1st and 10. They'll have it at the 30-yard line. But, boy, we would have loved number 7 to get number 7 right there.
That's right. Let's see. Had some folks saying, let's go Brylan. Joseph Smith from Uncle Dave in Ohio. Have had several folks checking in on Brylan tonight, so I wanted to be sure and give a shout out there as well.
All right. Ohio, where the Buckeyes continue to be the number 1 team in the land.
Ooh, how about them? How about them Hoosiers, though?
Well, and they, Kurt Signetti, he is a brash coach, but he backs it up. He's been impressive. Bad snap here, ball on the turf, and Mangum will recover it. As Clayton Caskey had come in to play quarterback, and that time the pistol back, Mason Mitchell, got on the football, but a big loss for Mangum. That'll bring up a 2nd down and about 8. 5:40 left here in this 3rd quarter of play. And now the ball handed off on that little inside reverse. Mitchell that time getting it into the hands of Derek Hammond, and Hammond will pick up 4 on the play. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 14. So, yeah, Indiana looks good. Ohio State. I get tickled when I watch the College Game Day show because, and we'll let this play run, pass out here in the flat, caught by Diego, makes a move, 35, got the 1st down, 40, still on his feet at the 50, at the 40, and dragged down from behind inside the 40 at about the 37-yard line. They'll give him the 36, caught from behind by Luke Gray, but not before Mangum picks up the 1st down. So Clayton Caskey with a quick hitch here to Diego, and he'll pick up the 1st down. Mangum wanting to go tempo now with Caskey at the quarterback position. 5 minutes left in the 3rd, and Wilson going to have to take a timeout as they had personnel on the field, too many. We'll keep it right here. Mangum on top, 41-7. We talk about Ohio State, the number 1 team in the land. We talk about the College Game Day show, and Nick Saban, of course, one of the stars of that show. And every week, obviously, he's rooting for Alabama, where he won, 6 national championships. But he also has an affinity for Ohio State because their quarterback, Mr. Sayin, was recruited to Tuscaloosa by none other than Nick Saban.
It makes for an interesting intermingling of folks as well.
And you know, when Lou Corso retired after that August 30th show, I really thought that it may not be as much fun to watch the program. And as much as there's some things that I don't like about the wild man in the muscle shirt, he really does a pretty good job. You know who I'm talking about.
He does a pretty good job, I'll give him that.
Mason Mitchell trying to get to the outside. He'll get slung down behind the line of scrimmage. Good job of pursuit that time by Wilson.
Dragging him down.
And it'll be second down and about 14. Mangum leading here. 4:40 left in the third, 41-7. You think it's pretty safe to go ahead and say that most precincts are reporting, and Mangum going to win this ball game as Caskey will take it down to the 36. That'll bring up a third down and 11. A victory denied by Mangum, and more than likely they would entertain Fairland next Friday night here at the Liberty Bowl. So third down and 11 for the Tigers. And go that inside handoff and breaking tackles and on his feet. That is Derek, and Hammond will take it inside the 20 down to about the 17-yard line. Derek Hammond. And we talked to Coach about that play in the pregame show, and it looks like mass confusion. It looks like it takes a lot of precision, and it does, but it's not nearly as complicated as we think it is, and Coach told us that during the pregame show.
Yeah, that quick double hand, and they make it look real easy.
Yeah, smooth. And as he said, they start practicing it in 6th grade, so no wonder they do so well. Caskey going to keep it himself, and Clayton, he got spilled at about the 15-yard line, as that was a 3:33 dental first down run inside the red zone, brought to us by Sovereign Bank. And I tell you what, that shoestring tackle, otherwise he's to the house, and now Caskey will have to sit down. So a new quarterback in there for Mangum. He may have got a stinger on that thigh. Sam Slayton has come in to play quarterback now for the Tigers. So Mangum calling off the dogs here in this third period of play. Slayton breaking tackles. He'll take it inside the 10, down to about the 9-yard line. Yeah, they said his forward progress is the 10. So it'll bring up a third down and about 2. Sam Slayton.
Not so fast, Mr. Barnes.
Yeah, no kidding.
Who are you talking about not being the dogs?
Our good friend Larry McLaughlin has joined us. Hello, Larry. Good to have you alongside. So third down at about 3. Yeah, these guys that have played on the practice squad all year long, they want to make some noise. As inside the 10, down about the 9-yard line, will go Mason Mitchell. He'll be shy of a first down by about a yard and a half. It'll be fourth down and that many. And again, Mangum going to go for it. 2:30 left here in the third. This third period has really taken a long time to unfold here. So fourth down, we'll call it a yard and a half. 2:15 left here in the third. Slayton rolling near side, flip, pass, caught. It'll be good enough for a first down, falling down before he could get to the end zone. Brant Suttereth. But Suttereth does pick up the first down. Tough catch by Brant. And it's a difficult throw for Slayton, rolling across his body. And his back is running away from him. But they were able to connect and pick up the first down. Now a deep handoff. Mitchell spins, tries to get to the end zone. He gets bulldogged out instead at about the 2-yard line. It'll be second and goal from there. I like the two youngsters down below me that are taking one another on in a game of high stakes. If I knock you down, you're going to get jacked up on this concrete.
My favorite.
Oh, my goodness. I remember those days. It was so much fun. Second and goal. Slayton bobbled the ball, came back to him, and then he got thumped back at the 10-yard line. Boy, Braxton Miles taking out some of his anger on that play. That'll be third down. Cecilia Panetta impressed with the play of Diego Tellis a moment ago. So third and goal now. They'll mark the ball inside the 10, closer to the 9. It'll be third down from there. Slayton wants to throw into the end zone. Pass is knocked away. Looked like pretty good coverage, although the inside position there was for Caden Carter. Carter couldn't hold on. It'll be fourth down. John Murrow says something went wrong with the sound, but I'm still getting sound on my end. So Mangum are going to try a field goal now. Derek has missed a couple of extra points. Got an opportunity now to make it a 44-7 ball game with 57 seconds left here in period number 3. That's got to be neutral zone infraction on Wilson. Left hand of the line was there, so they'll move it 5 yards closer. Larry McLaughlin says, wow, your game is going well. Go Mangum Tigers. Ounces is having trouble with Newcastle. 42-14 start of the second half. But I still say go Bulldogs. You bet, Larry.
There you go.
Oh, let me tell you about Debbie Jackson, who says, great job, Tigers. So Derek now to try the field goal. I'll mark it at the 12, so a 22-yard attempt with 57 seconds left here in the third. Snap is back. Hammond puts a toe into it and kicks it up, and it is good. So the field goal is good. A penalty flag flies at the end of that one. Going to get another personal foul running into the kicker. Second time we've had that tonight on Wilson. 53 seconds left in the third. Mangum 44-7 on the board for Wilson on Classic Hits 97.7.
Bank of Mangum is proud to support the Mangum Tigers and the exciting fall sports season. Get ready to cheer on our local youth and enjoy all the thrilling activities our community thrives when we come together to celebrate and support our young athletes. When it comes to your banking needs, whether you're opening a new account, applying for a loan, or just seeking financial advice, our friendly team is here to help you every step of the way. Great Plains Bank, proudly serving our community with a smile. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
The law offices of Corey Kendall proudly support the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers. We're behind you all the way. Go Tigers! Corey Kendall, attorney at law, 122 North Oklahoma Avenue in Mangum.
So for the second time tonight, Derek Hammond and company will kick off from the 45-yard line of Wilson. Has had a roughing the kicker for the second time. Last time Derek kicked it to the 1-yard line and Wilson returned it. I wonder if his instructions aren't to bang this one through the end zone here. So Mangum a quarter in a few seconds away from advancing to a quarterfinal matchup next Friday night. Checking in with that score, Fairland now in the fourth quarter leads Wewoka 34-0, and he will nail that one through the end zone. And after that kickoff return previously, I think Coach said, I don't want to see that garbage. Kick it through the end zone. So 34-0, Fairland in front of Wewoka. Tallahena leads Ketchum 37-8. Ringling, how about this? 5 minutes left in this ballgame. If it's accurate, Ringling leads Thomas 14-12.
Wow. I know Thomas led 12-6 at the half. So
Hominy in front of Regent Prep 42-7. It's 26-19. Woodland in front of Allen. Kanawha trailing Southwest Covenant 28-24. Healton in front of Texoma Goodwill 33-19. And here it's 44-7. Mangum on top with just a few seconds left in period number 3. 53 seconds left, in fact. Wilson, and again, they will go with their frontline players because they don't have anybody across the way. And that'll be a first down carry for Braxton Miles. Slayton in on the stop, but again, Miles running hard as he has all night long. So first down carry, we'll take it across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Here in the waning seconds of period number 3. Mangum set to move to 11-0 on the year. and in the season for Wilson. Miles gets the pitch, comes to the 30, 35, 40, and dragged down from behind. In on the stop for Mangum, Caden Carter. And another first down going to be picked up by Wilson. So they'll stop the clock momentarily and move the chains. Wilson at one point led 7-6. Mangum, since that point, has run off 38 unanswered. And with that, the third quarter going to come to an end. So we'll go to the fourth. Mangum in command, 44-7, 12 minutes away from a quarterfinal matchup against Fairland. This is Classic Hits 97.7.
Mangum Brick Company has been operating since the early 1900s. They're the largest private employer in Greer County. Mangum Brick is proud to support high school athletics radio broadcasts. And if you know of someone looking for work, always check with Mangum Brick, as they may be hiring.
Mangum Regional Medical Center proudly supports the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers. Here's to a healthy, winning season and a community that stands together. If you need us, find us at mangumregional.net.
Hey, come on by the Mangum Tag Agency at 108 East Pierce in Mangum for all your vehicle tag and registration needs. Driver's license, ID renewals, including CDL or Add Real ID. We now offer initial issuance and out-of-state driver's license and ID transfers. And we issue Pike Pass. For fast, friendly customer service, come see Tom, Cynthia, or Adam. We're here for you. Check us out online at mangumtag.com. For tag renewals and more information, phone 580-782-3004. The Mangum Tag Agency says go Tigers.
Mangum 12 minutes away from winning the by-district here and advancing to the quarterfinals next week, leading 44-7. Sharon Sanders says, way to go Tigers through 3. And got a pass caught out here on the near side, giving chase down the far sideline, and still on his feet. Good move there. And finally knocked out at about the 12-yard line was a young man that began the ball game, Cole Hedgewood, who fumbled and gave that short yardage to Mangum.
It wasn't a pass. It was a handoff. It was the second man through, and he fumbled it. In the open, yeah.
That's where I see him picking up the ball. Okay, yeah. All right. Well, a great job by Hedgewood that time. The first time he fumbled the football, it didn't work out so well.
Yeah, he bounced it right. He dribbled right back to himself.
Great job by Sam Slayton, by the way, to not give up on that play and chase all the way down the field to make the tackle. And for now, keep Wilson out of the end zone. First and 10, they got it at about the 12. They'll go back to Hedgewood. And Hedgewood, he's got the 5 and knocked out of bounds there. Tackle made on the near side by Antoine Nolan. Nolan, a freshman, getting into the action. And it'll bring up a second down now. Second down at about 2. They can pick up a first down at about the 3.5-yard line, they being Wilson. So we have gone to the fourth quarter of play. 16 teams coming in tonight. That will be paired in half, and Mangum going to be one of those 8 squads. Full house backfield now for Wilson. You want to punch it into the end zone one more time. Adams on the carry, banging off tacklers. He'll get it down to the 1. That'll be good enough for a first down. It'll be first and goal from there. Helping out on the play for Mangum, Brant Suttereth also getting in on the stop. Mason Mitchell. Holly Fight has joined us. Hello, Holly. Every time I say Holly's name, I think of the Neil Diamond song, Holly Holy. Everybody thinks all he did was Sweet Caroline.
Oh, he had a much better.
Oh, yeah, he did. Quarterback keeper and into the end zone from a yard away will go Alex McKendrick. So McKendrick, the second touchdown of the night for Wilson. It comes with 10:23 left of the ball game, and it makes it 44-13. So from 7-6 to 44-7, and now 44-13 gives you an idea of the domination of Mangum from that 7-6 score. Extra point, high snap, a pitch, and now a Garrel Premium type throw for the kicker, Braden Castle. And the extra point, no good. 10:23 left in the ball game. Go Google Garolia Premium. We're back to the Liberty Bowl after this on Classic Hits 97.7.
If you need some welding done or a metal building built, then call Rocky Caskey. Rocky has built metal buildings in southwest Oklahoma for more than 15 years. Carports, patio covers, building large or small, Rocky Caskey does them all. Don't settle for less. Get the best building for your money. Call Rocky Caskey at 580-471-8282. That's 471-8282. Rocky supports high school sports.
Sovereign Bank is your bank of choice. Sovereign Bank is a proud supporter of the Mangum Tiger Athletics. Supporting our schools and athletic programs is a top priority. Hear us roar, go Tigers. We're cheering you on all season long. Sovereign Bank, empowering our youth with the freedom to dream. Sovereign Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Kathy says, you do good work. Tigers are killing it. Good night. Look forward to the golf game. Sleep well. You're going to need it, spending time on the golf course with me. I'm just telling you. So the kickoff going to be fielded here on the near side. A little shake, a little bake to the 25, out to the 30, 35, 40, down the far sideline, and he may go all the way. Yes, staying in bounds, and there it is, the kick return. The first one of the year for Mangum. Love the return for Mason Mitchell. Mitchell made the catch, broke to the outside, and the only question was he going to be able to tightrope down that far sideline, and Mason did.
And there's half 100.
They have half 100, haven't they? 50-13, 10:08 left of the ball game. Micah Hopper, you joined us at the right time. You too, Angela D. Shelton. So now the extra point for Derek. He kicked a field goal in the ball game, missed a couple of extra points. Mangum on top, 50-13. That's the way to answer the touchdown. Return the kick for a score. And now the official on the far side. I mean, he just looked at number 4.
Get out of here.
Hedgeworth. Yeah, he said he did. He just pointed at it and said, go.
Hit.
That's got to be an equipment issue, I would think.
I felt like I was watching Fat Albert. I really did.
Yeah, I got to give credit to Cole Hedgewood. He didn't protest. He left like he was supposed to. Talk about getting shown the door. My goodness. Extra point on the way, and Derek's kick is up, and it is wide right. No good.
Wide right.
So with 10:08 left in the ball game, Mangum 50-13 on their way to win number 11 here on Classic Hits 97.7.
Folks in Mangum know what to do when they need to quench a thirst, curb a hunger attack, or cool down with an ice cream. They just make the Loop at 918 North Lewis Tittle in Mangum. The Loop, supporting the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers.
If you enjoy Western home decor, then this message is for you. Western Traditions store in Mangum is packed from wall to wall with nice Western furniture selections for your entire home. Western Traditions has a store-wide 20% off sale now through Christmas. This gigantic sale includes all furniture and accessories, many just perfect for Christmas gifting. Find Western Traditions on the west side of the square in downtown Mangum. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 6.
Well, our longtime and dear friend Alyssa Chandler says, that's my Mason, number 27, laying claim to Mason after the kickoff return down the far sideline. Mitchell and I had been saying all season long there was going to be a kick return. I really am surprised it took until week number 11, but a great job by Mason. He did it. He hit it up there in the middle, got the block, bounced to the outside, and he has, from the running back position, shown good speed throughout the season. He showed blazing speed there going down the far sideline for the score.
Kristen Richard checking in saying, let's go Wilson. So, Kristen, thanks for checking in.
Yep, and, and again, the Eagles, they just don't have the numbers. It's a simple fact. Here's Derek's kick on the near side, and Hedgewood coming up and lets it go out of bounds. Mangum trying to get there. That was Diego racing down the field to try to get that one before it went out of bounds. So it'll be 1st and 10. Let's see if Wilson makes them re-kick. But again, I talked about it early on. We've talked about it all season long. In fact, ad nauseum. But generally, night after night after night, there's been a couple of occasions, Thomas comes to mind, when you look out there, there are twice as many players on the Mangum sideline as what you see across the way on the opposition. And tonight is simply no different. And early on, a great effort by Wilson, and they took that 7-6 lead, but Mangum has just countered with their power and their strength. So it'll be 1st and 10 now from the 35.
35-yard line, Wilson.
Wilson with the football. And if you're wondering, in the postseason, they do run the clock because it's going right now. And I wondered if they would do that or not. 10 minutes left of the ball game. Deep handoff here. Good penetration, but a better job of breaking tackles that time by Miles. Miles going to get knocked off his feet after about a 6-yard gain. In on the stop, Mad Max also got some help there from Brant Suttereth. Good penetration by Caden Carter. He just couldn't wrap up. And they actually gave him 7. And it'll be 2nd down and 3. Randy Marlowe says, grrr. I'm not quite sure what that means. But Randy, we're good with it.
Had someone asking if there's a 5th quarter tonight. I haven't heard of one myself, so I'm not sure.
2nd down carry. Miles again, and he'll drag people to the 45. That'll be good enough for a 1st down. And again, in on the stop for Mangum is Suttereth. Got some help that time from Lane Burnham. Derek Palmer, he says that was blankety blank pretty boy on that kick return. I love that. Well, Mike Reimer has checked in as well. Mike liked the kickoff return. But he does say, in parentheses, that he could run that fast down the far sideline in his cowl costume.
I'd probably bet on him.
1st and 10 down for the Eagles. And deep handoff here. That's Adams. Adams near the 50-yard line. He'll gain 5. In on the stop for Mangum. Braden Kaufman, a 6-foot, 250-pound freshman. 8:20 and running. 50-13. Mangum on the way to victory number 11. They will be at home next week for a bowl game against Fairland. That will kick off at 7 o'clock. Miles on the carry, and he'll run into his own man and then get tackled. Good job by Mangum. The second team is doing a good job of going down low and tackling. Wrigley Fly in on the stop. Got some help as well from Brands Cooper. And I like the kids going down low and taking the legs away.
Bring up a 3rd and long 1.
So it'll be 3rd down and 1. Ball at the 47-yard line of Mangum. And again, full house backfield with 7:30 remaining. And they want to throw the football. Boy, he got smoked when he let go of it. Pass is caught and touchdown down the far sideline. Give some credit to the quarterback, Alex McKendrick, because he got hammered when he let go of the football. And down that far sideline, catch was made for the score. Burkhart made the catch and able to get into the end zone for the score. But again, quarterback McKendrick, Alex, smoked as he let go of the football and put it on a dime. It's great pass. Clock still running, 6:45 remaining. 50-19. And we'd like to see this. If you're Mangum, you want to get out of here without anybody getting hurt on the carry for the 2-point conversion.
And Wilson makes good on the 2-point conversion.
We'll go Braxton Miles. They'll let the clock continue to run, 6:30. Great job tonight. David Henry appreciating the effort of Mangum. Hey, Tiger pride indeed. So Mangum, and again, you look at this club from Wilson, and they answered the touchdown run, the short field that the Tigers had to begin the ball game after the fumbled kickoff. Mangum scores first play later. Then Wilson gets great field position, marches down the field, kicks the extra point, takes the lead. But Mangum doesn't panic, and they just keep throwing body blow after body blow at you, and eventually you fold up in the corner.
That's right. Just got a text for Chad, 26-0 final for Fairview.
All right, so the season will come to an end for the Hobart Bearcats. But I've got to be honest with you, and we saw them in week 2, and Mangum manhandled them. And to think that they made the playoffs, I think that's a great accomplishment for Colt Allison and his bunch over there at Hobart.
Yeah, I know the hard-fought loss at Frederick was one that they really had a hard time dealing with, but able to come back from that last game of the season and make their way in.
So on the return, Curtis Henley across the 45, 50, still on his feet. He's at the 45, 40, down the far sideline, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, cuts it back inside, and he'll get tackled at about the 11-yard line. What a great return by Curtis Henley, and Mangum was a breath away from back-to-back kickoff returns.
Dustin Brewer says, keep fighting Eagles, and Dustin, they definitely are doing that. They are.
Again, not the numbers that Mangum has, and you just simply get worn down when you've got bodies the size of Mangum with the strength and the freshness that they can play with. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Slayton and company. They've got it at the 11-yard line of Wilson. Sam will hand it off and up the middle of the field, diving for the end zone and getting to the 1-yard line will be a new tailback for Mangum. That's Dylan Lee. So Lee, the junior, running hard, and he will give Mangum a first down, 3:33 first down at the 3:50 mark as they are in the Sovereign Bank red zone. Robert Crawford says he's going to slap Mason's grandpappy on the backside on Monday when he sees him. Dylan Lee, who got him down to the 1, gets the carry and gets the score. And with 3:30 in the clock running, Mangum now on top, 56-21, with the extra point on the way. Sam Powers has built something here at Mangum. They work in the weight room, they get big, they get strong in the summertime, and it's everybody up and down the line. And again, when you look at the kids on the sidelines in black jerseys compared to the numbers on the far side in white jerseys, to be honest with you, it's not a fair fight. Extra point up and good. 2:50 left in the ball game. Mangum 57-21 on the board for Wilson. We're back to the Liberty Bowl after this. We're Classic Hits 97.7.
LC is a family-owned 5-star daycare center that has been caring for children for over 45 years. The owners of Tiger Cub are proud to serve the Mangum area and support the Mangum Lady Tigers and Tigers on the radio and streaming. Tiger Cub Learning Center says,
Triad Home Health in Mangum is locally owned and offers nursing, physical therapy, occupational, wound care, IV therapy, and more. All administered by people who go above and beyond for you. Phone Triad Home Health today at 580-782-5800. That's 782-5800.
Are you ready to take the next step towards your degree? Reach Higher is Oklahoma's degree completion program designed just for you. At Western Oklahoma State College, we make it easy to finish your associate's degree with flexible options that fit your busy life. Choose from online classes to face-to-face learning or a mix of both. Don't wait. Enrollment is open now. Visit wosc.edu or call us at 580-477-2000 and start reaching higher today.
All right, our score here at the Liberty Bowl, 57-21, a minute 25 left, clock running. How about that score from Fairland?
34-6 the lead, Fairland in the fourth quarter.
Over Wewoka.
Yes,
so
sir.
Fairland will be making the ride, and I just looked it up. Google Maps tells me it's 339 miles from Fairland to Mangum, 4 hours and 58 minutes. Kickoff kickoff here on the near side, going to go out of bounds. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Wilson at the 35. The clock inside of a minute at 50 seconds. We'll get all the scores for you, including this one. Thomas came from behind, and they held off Ringling 19-14. Thomas over Ringling 19-14.
Farland Diddy said he will be here to watch him play Fairland next week.
You said P. Diddy?
Farland Diddy, class of 74-75, remember? No, I'm not making any promises on behalf of P. Diddy. I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness, that was the old slow pitch softball. I had to go ahead and take a cut at that one. All right, last couple of plays here. In fact, this will be the last play. 10 seconds left in the ball game, and the quarterback keeper, and a gain of about a yard. Final tackle made in this one, turned in by Johnny McGee, and Mangum now 11-0 on the year. Clock shows 0. Tigers win it tonight. Final score: Mangum 57-21 for Wilson. 57-21. Mangum tonight wins it to move on. They are the bi-district champions, and we're back after this on Classic Hits 97.7.
At 333 Dental Care, we're all smiles for our hometown teams. We're proud to cheer on the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers this season. Go Tigers! Bring home the win.
Blair Tire and Feed on the corner of Highway 283 and 19 is your certified Firestone tire dealer and a proud supporter of the Mangum Tigers and Lady Tigers. When you need tires, we're specialty trained and equipped to take care of you. Lyle Shaw and his crew at Blair Tire and Feed wish the Tigers lots of luck in today's game, and always remember, play smart, play safe, play hard, and play with pride. And good luck from everyone at Blair Tire and Feed on the corner of Highway 283 and 19 in Blair, Oklahoma.
Hey, all you Tiger fans, it's game time. This is Jacob Gilner from Cattlemen's Bank, member FDIC. We are thrilled and ready for live Mangum Tiger and Lady Tiger action on the field and court this season. Let's pack the stands and cheer loud. Cattlemen's Bank is full of school spirit. Go Tigers!
Well, in the last 14-plus months, Mangum now 3-0 against Wilson, as they were victorious against Wilson in the season opener on September 6th, 2024, at Wilson, winning 40-6. They won here this year on September 5th, 54-18, and tonight they win it by a final score of 57-21 to move to 11-0 on the year and advance to the quarterfinals of the Class A Division II football playoffs.
That's right, and did get a message. One of the Eagle fans out there said they wanted to say how proud they were of number 21, Luke Gray. And I tell you, man, he just ran his heart out tonight.
Well, Luke Gray did, and Braxton Miles did as well. And again, Alex McKendrick threw a touchdown pass when he got absolutely drilled. Bobby Adams ran hard as well. But again, the numbers just cannot equal what Mangum puts out there against you.
You're right.
That power, that strength, it finally wears you down. So Mangum wins it by a final score of 57-21. They're 11-0 on the year. We'll come back, check scores, and have your player of the game after this on Classic Hits 97.7.
Attention, Mangum Tigers. Are you ready to show your Tiger pride? This is Lori Laughlin from Cattlemen's Bank, member FDIC. At our bank, we are always geared up and ready to cheer the Tigers and Lady Tigers on to victory. You can count on us to wear the brightest orange and black. We'll see you at the games.
When you need auto repairs, save money and get it done right at Dwayne's Auto in Mangum. Dwayne's fixes flats, does brake jobs, turns rotors, alignments, that all-important air conditioning work, and general auto repair. If your car or truck isn't right, just head to Dwayne's Auto at 1205 North Lewis Tittle in Mangum. Call 782-5151. That's 782-5151. Mangum Tiger proud.
Hello, Lone Wolf and Hobart.
Granite Drug Company is now delivering to Hobart, Lone Wolf, Granite, and Mangum. Granite Drug Company is a complete pharmacy ready to fill and deliver your prescriptions. And it's easy to get switched. Just call 580-535-2130 or visit our store at 316 North Main in Granite. Granite Drug Company has an ice cream fountain open all day and lunches from 11 to 2. Health and beauty products and selection of gifts. Granite Drug Company is here for you.
57-21, Mangum wins it tonight over Wilson. No surprise in this ball game. Talahina over Ketchum 51-8. Thomas comes from behind to beat Ringling 19-14. It was Hominy over Regent Prep 42-7. Fairland late in the ball game 34-6 over Wewoka. Heelsen now stretching it out over Texoma 47-19. Allen trailing by a point late in the fourth. Woodland 26, Allen 25. Southwest Covenant, look at this. In the fourth, they lead Kanawha 28-24.
Wow.
And again, Mangum wins it here by a final score of 57-21. While I drop down to Class A, tell me who the player of the game is for week number 11.
I'm going to do it via the Michael Called It file. We've been calling for it all season long, and you called it that we needed one tonight. You felt one coming, and Mason Mitchell for me.
I like it as well. Mason Mitchell, our player of the game, because he got that kickoff return. What would have been great, and my second choice would be Curtis Henley, because Henley played a whale of a ball game. What would have been great is if he had gotten into the end zone on that subsequent kick return, back-to-back kick returns, but he got knocked down at the 11. Mangum finally scored. All right, in Class A, Division I, Rejoice Christian beats Morrison 48-20. Hooker over Frederick 34-20. Fairview shuts out Hobart 26-0. Winningwood leading Sayre Late 34-14. Pacola in front of Pawnee 24-20. It's Minco 24. Cashin 14. Pahuska all over Panama 48-6. Takawa shutting out Haskell 40-0. Eddie not happy about that. For those of you who are Leave It to Beaver fans, you know exactly what I am talking about. So a great crowd on hand here tonight, and I have to wonder if maybe people just don't come back tomorrow to the Liberty Bowl and get their seats for the quarterfinal matchup with Fairland coming up next Saturday or next Friday night.
Yeah, and Dirk says don't give him any ideas. He doesn't want his phone ringing tomorrow morning.
Way to go, Barnes. By the way, Hollis, they continue their season. No surprise there. The Tigers over Pioneer by a final score of 24-6. And I have told you all year long, do not sleep on the Hollis Tigers. Laverne wins 50-0 over Central High. Dewar 54-6 over Foyle. And those are Class B scores. In Class B1, we'll check out B2 and find out how our good friend Jeff Coakley and the Mountain View Gotebo Tigers did in their hyphenated bowl as they were taking on Balco Fordon tonight, and ball game at Mountain View. And waiting for the scores to come up here.
Got that one.
Okay.
Mountain View Gotebo picking up the 56-6 victory. Also in the area, let me see, Tipton 22-12 over Tyrone. Elsewhere, number 1 Ryan over Sharon Mutual 50-16. It was Maud over Blue Jacket 34-20. Sassaqua 37-14 over South Coffeyville. Let's see what else we got here. Oaks narrowly escaping Maysville 46-44. Timberlake over Geary in the fourth 38-30, and Medford over Bowlegs, the final score 53-0.
All right, I want to check in those 4A scores as well, as we got several teams from the region playing on a 4A level. But again, 57-21, Mangum wins it tonight to go to 11-0. They win the bi-district championship. Now playing the quarterfinals next Friday night at home, as they will do battle with a team that has to travel 5 hours to get here. That, of course, will be Fairland. So we check in those 4A scores, and this is a dandy. Ada and Fort Gibson, late in the fourth quarter, they are tied at 27. 27 all, Ada and Fort Gibson. Great bowl game going on there, and now I've lost my feed. You might know.
Elk City is just went final, actually. Dropped to Ardmore 28-21. It was Weatherford beating Blanchard 28-7. Number 1 Tuttle all over Clinton. That one went final 51-6. It was number 4 Broken Bow over Wagner 56-28. Elgin blanking Bethany in the fourth quarter 49-0. Number 5 Grove over Salisaw 35-14. That one is the final. And let's see, also it is Cushing in the fourth quarter over Hilldale, 56-34.
5A, Newcastle leading Altus 49-14. That's in the fourth quarter. Newcastle 49-14. MacArthur waxing Noble 57-14 is the score there, as the season coming to a close for half of the teams in each of the classifications. Started off with 16, 5A and down, now down to 8. I'm going to check 6A1. I just want to see Bixby. Bixby has been unbelievable all year long, and that 6A team is on a bye this week, so they are victorious. Union beats Norman 49-35. Not a final yet, but Union in front of Norman 49-35 late in the fourth. UConn does defeat Deer Creek 24-7. Edmond Memorial in front of Edmond North 20-0 late in the fourth, and Mustang with a 42-17 lead over Norman North. 57-21, our final score here. Mangum 11-0 on the year and set to play in the Liberty Bowl a week from tonight against the Owls of Fairland. We'll have the bowl game for you. You know what? Now that he's not doing Hobart duty, we might have the old Chad Fox on the sideline.
We might be Mountain View Goaty.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Not sure about that.
How about that? Okay. Well, if he's not doing Mountain View Goaty Bowl, we'll stick him on the sidelines here. So for the Cameron Dole Experience, I'm Michael Barnes. Thanks for joining us tonight. Have yourself a great weekend. Please be nice to people, okay? Just be nice. Thank you. And good night from the Liberty Bowl, Mangum 57-21.